Meilyne is like terrified of like male nipples.
No, it's because you know when you don't want to stare at something, but then you just end up looking, and I just feel like it's staring into my soul, and I just feel uncomfortable.
In other words, you don't stare at the nipple stares you back.
Hello, my fellow Sigma males, and welcome to Trash Taste.
Yeah.
I'm with my usual fellow Sigma males, Connor and Joey.
Hello.
And we are with our mum, Meilyne, maker of the Boiis.
She birthed us from her mind vagina.
we were just discussing today, and we were like, should we just bring Meilyne back on?
Yeah,
And
just
then so Meilyne's back on.
How many
Yeah.
episodes has it been since you're on? You're on like episode 6 or something? Or episode 7? Something
You
like
you were
the
like
first 10,
one of the
13 or
first.
It was like
Yeah.
60 episodes ago, something like that.
You're the only person who's been on Trash Taste that has not signed a shikishi. So we've got to change that now.
She,
But I'm always
she signs
here.
our checks. That's why.
Yeah, I do.
She gives us a signature every month.
So yeah, we thought
That's
we'd mix things up this episode, and I guess bring on our manager, and I guess get a female perspective on things, right?
Why does female sound derogatory when you say it? Doesn't it sound? People who say females, they're like females. Does it? Do you like it when someone refers to you as a female?
I'm indifferent.
Oh, okay.
It's
I
the
know,
hard,
'cause
it's
I
the
watch-
hard
I've had people who've been like,
Do
that
you
sounds
hate
so
being called a male?
No, but I've had
Oh, that
friends.
male over there.
I've had Sigma male too.
Sigma male.
I've had friends who've been like, oh, female sounds so like incelly, like derogatory.
Oh yeah, I think it
They're like
depends on the
females.
tone. The tone you say it.
Yeah.
It's
But
the
when you're
hard. It's the hard
studying-
fee, isn't it? Female.
I've had friends,
if you
I've had
actually-
friends who've said it.
Yeah.
I don't think the word itself, but if you're just like, yo, female, how's it going?
Yeah, that's offensive.
Hello, my fellow females. Like,
Yo, female.
Wow, God is now the 93%.
I watch a lot of animal videos on YouTube. So like, oh, this female badger. So I'm like, I don't care.
would be
no
weird.
one goes. This female human over here is.
It would be kind of
Yeah.
weird to be like this woman badger, like that.
I think that's just for humans.
this lady badger.
Although in like child nature shows, I think they say girls and boys, don't they?
The girl badger.
Yeah, like the girl badger.
Oh yeah, I think it depends.
I think for like
Rubs against the wall.
I think for like newborns.
Yeah.
Right. And then
That's
and then I guess when they reach of age, I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
But like when they're an adult,
they call
they're just
that
male and
puberty?
female. I've never thought about this deeply.
Well,
so
because boy and girl kind of sounds more like infant.
We're getting really into it now.
yeah.
Whereas like you're not gonna like point to a baby and go that female over there.
You would
Times have
say the
changed.
baby.
But like if you were to specify which baby, you would say the girl baby. Or the girl.
You would just
or
say
whatever
that
the baby
little girl.
identifies.
Yeah,
as,
that little
yeah.
girl, right? You don't say
Yes.
that little female.
I
What are we
don't know.
talking about?
I don't know what we're talking
I
about.
don't even know what
I
we're
think
talking
it's because
about.
it's after dinner. You guys are full, and it's just like.
Don't date this.
What?
Don't tell them when we record.
Yeah.
I don't want them to know. I'm kidding.
I don't want them to know our eating habits and our recording habits. Jesus, Meilyne.
I was just sitting up there. You guys
What's the strangest thing you've seen one of us do?
No pressure.
Just wondering. Let's go on.
Yeah,
into
because
it.
I feel Meilyne's perspective of
Yeah, Meilyne
weird is
thinks that
very
we do
different to
weird.
the
Yeah.
average female.
give them like behind the scenes.
You just said
Whoa, Joey, the hard F. Jesus,
Okay,
shit.
let's just.
female.
Oh my gosh! What a terrible start.
Do you
have
know?
something in
Do
mind.
you have something in mind, or do you not want to say it?
Okay.
Okay.
Well, the most recent stuff is the stuff that comes to mind. I haven't been watching you guys record that much, so I'm like upstairs
Yeah.
recently.
Well, it doesn't have to be on camera.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I will say, like, definitely recording Trash Taste has made me more self-conscious, and also hanging out with Meilyne has made me more self-conscious as well.
I don't say what.
No. Sometimes I'll just do something subconsciously. Like, for example, I'll be sitting there and I'll like have my hand in my sock, you know?
Oh yeah.
which just happened like half an hour ago, and she was like,
I wouldn't say. Let's see. It's not weird. What is cute when Sydney calls you little baby man. we're like it's like dinner.
Why'd you have to do my boy
Sorry.
online?
"Oh my god."
I love it so much.
The Sigma male energy just escapes out the window.
Like, we're eating dinner.
Meilyne, not in front of the camera, Meilyne.
I'm
Jesus.
not allowed to say this?
I'm just kidding.
It
You said it now.
No,
That's
we're
on
at,
tape
we're at
now.
dinner. Like, it was Thanksgiving. And then
is
Sydney
really-
was
it is
like,
strange.
oh, Sydney goes, oh, it's my little baby man. And then Garn, I thought Garn's like this, you know.
It is like when your
Like
mom
that.
is like, "Oh, my little boy's doing well."
But
It's
out of
like that.
nowhere,
It's
he
really
starts
strange.
blushing like. And I'm just like, whoa. Sydney's
God, she
got,
is
like,
she is my
control.
fucking mom, isn't she?
Yeah, right.
She's just like trying to fucking embarrass me right now. Jesus.
Jesus Christ.
No, because like I feel like Sydney started saying that just like to piss me off, and then like you
You
know
don't
when
look pissed off.
Yeah, no.
Piss you off?
No, because like you know when it's like when you're in like a group of friends, right? And then you say something ironically,
Yeah.
and then you start saying something ironically, and then you keep doing it, and then it becomes unironic,
Little
right?
baby boy.
Little baby man. Little
baby
man.
That's worse.
No, because that came from just a random fucking video. Like, cause I remember when Joey used to fucking dab everywhere. I'm just like, Joey, can you stop fucking dabbing everywhere?
Yeah.
And then I started doing it, and I'm just like, I fucking hate Joey.
Yeah, you used to dab all the time.
Yeah, because I made it my life mission. I think it was like 2016, 2017. I told myself at the beginning of that year, I'm like, I'm going to do a social experiment. Every photo I upload of myself that year, I need to be dabbing. And I'm just going to see if I can like fulfill that just to see how
Did you
far
fulfill it?
I did it.
No way.
Yeah,
Not every single photo.
Every photo of me in 2017, I'm dabbing
Why would you do that?
because it's hilarious. Because seeing the
I'm
comment,
I'm not
I have to-
laughing.
seeing
look
because
that up
because
now.
all of the angry comments of people being like, "Why are you doing this?" was just funny to me.
Yeah, but at which point did it stop becoming ironic and you just ended up doing it? Because
I
that
think after-
definitely did reach that point.
Yeah, I think after maybe the second time I did it, I was like, "Oh, it's kind of fun."
I did think there was a year that you did dabble on. That was probably the year then.
Yeah, that was probably the year we met, actually. It was
God,
like
what an
2016,
awful
2017,
impression.
right?
What an
Yeah.
awful first
Yeah.
impression.
But like, I feel you're very like heavily influenced by the people around you in that sense. Because like recently, in that same sense, right? Like you started dabbing unironically after
You
I kept
dab?
doing it.
No.
Oh, you dabble?
You dabble in the dab?
Oh, for fuck's sake.
No, but then like like on this fucking podcast, right? Like
Yeah.
I'm very known to saying I fuck with this, and then Gant started saying it unironically as well.
What can I say? If you hang out with your
100%.
homies enough?
You also say 100%. 100%.
100%.
Sometimes it echoes in my head. Like after recording, I go home, walk into the train, 100%. I'm like, Joey
It lives
just-
rent free in
Yeah.
your brain.
Yeah.
You are the Matrix in sync. Boys.
Yeah.
You guys are always
Yeah.
in sync.
No, you
If one of us is doing something, the other is just programmed.
But I don't think Gaunt does stuff that rubs off on you. I feel like it's only you rubbing off on Gaunt.
whoa.
Literally.
Phrasing.
No.
No, you just hang out with your homies enough, and I guess you just start to mirror each other.
Yeah,
I don't
but
know.
I hang out with you a lot, but I still sip like a normal human being.
I mean, that's just me. You know,
I fucking signed off that shit, right?
I don't know why I sip like that. It's just I think it's the sippy cups that I just can't sip like a normal human being. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it does make you feel like a baby. I feel like
Yeah.
a dummy sometimes drinking out of
A
that.
little baby man.
That's why Gaunt likes them.
I'm gonna find the original video that's based on. But one thing I do want to talk about, Meilyne, is the viewers don't know this, but you are like one of the most prolific Google reviewers in Japan.
Oh yeah, you are.
Right?
Used to be. I would
Used to
say
be. Okay.
3 or 4 years
Or
ago.
who dethroned you?
I just stopped.
What were you like? What was the highest rank of food reviews?
Not high.
like master.
It's like high, was it contributor or something, like top 5%
Yeah.
or something.
Wow.
And it gives you a different score every month.
See, I didn't even know you had scores.
I didn't know
right?
that
Yeah,
either.
right.
Do they pay you?
No.
Do you just do it for like the clout?
No, it's
No,
just,
she does it for the prestige.
I do
yeah.
it for the badges.
What do you get for the badges?
Like it just says, oh, you're a novice or novice?
She literally does
Novice?
for the Xbox
Oh.
achievements.
It's,
So you literally played Pokemon Go just in real life.
yeah.
But with like restaurants and stuff.
Yeah.
To be fair,
Restaurant
whenever
stuff.
Meilyne has recommended me a restaurant, it's normally very good.
It's usually
Yeah.
pretty good.
Yeah.
If I've eaten there.
I'll
Yeah.
If I've eaten there.
I'll go there And I'll feel like, wow, this is amazing. And Meilyne was like, yeah, I give it a 3 out of 5. And I'm like, what?
Yeah, every time we can't go to a restaurant with Meilyne anymore and have her enjoy her meal because every time we're there, I can see the cogs turning.
You just don't ask me. Just don't look at me while I'm eating.
I can't help it. It's like it's super fascinating watching your thought process as you eat this food.
I really enjoy food, but I do just eat it very fast.
You do. Like, you're someone who eats food so fast that I don't know how you can enjoy it.
So I've when
do you have weekday eating mode and weekend eating mode?
What the fuck is that?
No, speed.
I
the
agree.
speed in which you consume the food.
But also, when I think I'm eating this too fast, and then I slow down like my chewing or whatever, I'm like, it doesn't really taste any better.
It just makes you more full.
Does it?
Yeah.
The slower you eat, the more
the slower
full
you eat,
get.
the more full you get.
Yeah. It's
So
like
really
because it takes a certain amount of time for your stomach to process it and for a signal to get sent to your brain that says, "Hi, I'm full." So if you actually eat slower, then it's just a much more natural way to eat less because then you'll get full much faster.
I think
like
if
telling
I'm
your
not
brain.
like dining with people, I don't really like to take it slow. I like to just eat it and get on with what I'm doing.
Yeah, if you're at like a fancy restaurant,
Like if I'm at a
I like
fancy
to take my
restaurant,
time.
I'll be like, oh my god, you have to try these bananas. They're dashing.
Slowly.
Swerves the line.
Oh my gosh, takes one bite, sip one. Oh.
I feel like that's part of the experience. Like, I think part of the experience of enjoying food with me is not just the food. It's like
Social aspect.
It's the social aspect and also the drink as well. Like getting the food paired with the perfect drink actually like really enhances the experience. Right?
I feel like just food tastes so much worse when you're eating it alone. Do you not think so?
I actually agree with
Yeah,
you.
I
Oh shit! What?
Do
Do you not think so?
we were just
It depends if it's like A, B, C grade.
When
food.
I have good food, I feel so sad when no one else is around to appreciate the good
Yeah.
food as well. I'm like, this is good.
That's why you
right?
take a picture and you make
That's
a
why
Google
whenever
review.
that's why whenever we go out to eat, I'm like, Meilyne, this is good, right? And then Meilyne's like, no. But I'm like, I'm loving it. I'm like, this is great.
Sometimes I'm just like, I'm not going to ask Meilyne because I am really enjoying the meal right now, and
true.
I'm afraid that she's just going to dash my dreams.
Yeah, remember we had like a.
She's like that reviewer that you don't want to hear the opinion of.
Like,
Until
look, just let me enjoy my Sword Art Online meal, Meilyne. Like, I don't care about your
it's a 9
opinion.
out of 10, right? No, it sucks.
Well,
it fucking sucks.
I don't care if people dislike my favorite shows, but when I go to like when we at the old studio,
Yeah.
we had like the stone bake pizza place.
Yeah.
That was really good.
Yeah.
And we loved it, and it was like 4.5 or something. It was really high.
Yeah, it was fantastic.
Good.
On Google reviews, and we took Meilyne, and Meilyne was like, "No, I can't."
No,
eat
it's just because I don't like pizza to begin with.
What? What? What do you mean? You're from like America.
Wait.
Just because I just
Contender
I'm
for the
gonna-
shittiest take of the year.
That's
I
pretty
think.
bad. That's pretty bad. Why?
Wait.
There's no type of pizza you like.
There is a specific pizza
What?
that's made in San Francisco.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
for fuck. Oh,
Yes.
and the entire world grows.
It's the home of pizza, San Francisco.
But even so, I could only eat like one pizza a year. I don't really like
One
pizza.
pizza?
Yeah.
And it needs to be in San Francisco. Apparently.
I have
Fuck,
never.
I just felt all the Italians just fucking die.
Yeah.
Italian gas.
Mamma fucking mia. What the fuck was
There's
that?
better foods to eat than pizza, I think.
I just thought every human on Earth enjoyed pizza.
Yeah.
I just thought it was a mutual love.
Yeah.
I just thought it was there. It was just like I'm pretty sure it's like a test for like how to determine if you're an alien or a human, right? Because like if they don't love pizza, then they're probably an alien, right? Because
What
no
don't you
human
like
doesn't
about
love
it?
pizza.
What don't you like about pizza?
Do you like cheese?
I think it depends. It's all about timing for pizza, when they get it out and how long they're cooking it, if it's crispy, soggy.
Nah, man,
and
Domino's
so
you can
many
eat, like,
places get it
anytime.
wrong. You know?
Okay, how would you rate Domino's?
I wouldn't rate it.
Like it's like not even worth. It's like not worth eating.
Okay, there's some moments where you're watching a movie or something during a long break and you want to eat something greasy. Then pizza, the Domino's, I'll eat Domino's.
Right,
But
right.
It's not
I'll
like
eat the
freaking
peasant food.
amazing.
I'll do it.
It's not like
What,
amazing.
oh, okay.
Or
What is like the best fast food then, in your opinion?
If you say In-N-Out, I swear to God.
I like In-N-Out though. I really like In-N-Out.
But yeah, but
I've
knowing how much she loves San Francisco.
I've never
I
had it.
actually really like McDonald's.
yeah, me too. Me too.
But
like American McDonald's or Japanese McDonald's?
Japanese McDonald's.
It's all the same.
No,
No, it's not.
It's
No,
not.
it's
American McDonald's makes me
Have you
sick
had
every
American
time.
hamburgers?
No.
Don't. American McDonald's makes
McDonald's
me sick.
hamburgers.
Every
For
time.
the,
I
you
just
know,
get the nugs. Nugs are like universally just the same
When they're
everywhere.
freshly fried.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh
yeah.
my
I mean,
God.
nugs are great. The fries are great. I think McDonald's fries are the best out of like the major chains.
But if they're like soggy, it's like.
Well, that's
Actually, they're good when they're soggy and cold, and they're kind of been like sweating a bit in the
What
bag.
is this? What is
Good.
this? Come on, you're joking. What is this?
Google food reviewer.
This is the this is the local expert when you go on Google.
Yeah.
how to lose your credibility in like 5 minutes.
But also, the Google review thing, it doesn't really mean much. It just means I contribute a lot.
How did that start? I'm so curious about how you just
Because you are literally the only person I know who does this.
I think
Yeah.
it was an obsession because, like, there would be new restaurants that pop up, and then I'd be the first one out of everyone in the neighborhood.
I mean, that is true. Tokyo like switches our restaurants like
Yeah, yeah,
crazy.
It is
Yeah.
nuts
Yeah,
how
yeah.
fast they like restaurants pop up and go.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was really cool whenever I'd log into my Google Maps account and be like, wow, you've got 1.2 million views on your photo. I'm like, wow. Yeah.
how it feels to be a YouTuber.
Nobody comments. They just look at it, which I like. Like,
Yeah.
oh, yay, they saw it.
It's just a YouTube video with the comments
I
turned
went
off.
to a KFC one time and uploaded a picture of my friend eating a KFC.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Google made it the front picture.
Showed me that.
And it was like, you click on this KFC. It's a pretty popular KFC. And it was just him sitting there eating a KFC. not a flattering photo at all.
Why did you upload that?
Because I wanted to see how it worked.
That's hilarious.
I wanted to see how it worked. And I found out afterwards, you can't take down Google Photos.
No, you can't.
And he was furious at me. He was like, why did you put
You
it up?
can take down Google Photos.
Really?
Yeah, I can.
It wouldn't let me take it down.
Maybe it's the privilege of
Maybe.
You gotta be a Google food reviewer for that.
Are you in the top 5%?
I shit you not, every week I go on Google Maps and it's like, your picture is popular. And I'm like, what the fuck? It's my mate. But yeah,
So
sorry.
funny.
So, I mean, so you start reviewing things. and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
When did you get addicted? Was it like immediately or like?
like after 2 months, I started eating at more places.
So do you like go out on purpose to look for new places, or do you kind of just like wait till a new place pops up?
Well, I get tired of eating the same food a lot.
Yeah.
So when my husband asks me,
Yeah,
where
so-
do you want to eat? I'll be like, can we go somewhere new? I just want like that stimulation, that like excitement.
I hate it because I never used to be like that. And then I moved to Japan and then I'm just like, I want to eat something different every day.
There's so many. Japan has the most, for example, Michelin restaurants in the world. And you don't even
Yeah.
have to eat at a Michelin starred restaurant. Everything's
you-
extremely
If you're a
good.
peasant.
Do you rate the Michelin star restaurants? Because I know you've been to a few.
I do.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay.
But it's also kind of weird if you go there often and then the chef knows you rated them. So I don't.
They probably think you're one of the reviewers
Actually,
at this point,
There's
right?
one restaurant that I really liked.
Yeah.
And then I just don't review it because I don't want them to know my thoughts.
What makes a good and a bad reviewer?
A bad reviewer is just like, oh, this place sucked, or it was too expensive.
Because
or
I
something.
normally only give out 5 stars and I don't review restaurants I don't like.
Yeah, that's the problem. I think a lot of people only review restaurants they hate or some restaurants they really like.
Yeah.
Right. They can't be bothered to formulate a middle ground.
Yeah,
Yeah.
when I look at a place and then I see maybe there's only 3 ratings, and then I look at the 3 reviewers, and this person only has 2 reviews, this person has 40. I look at their profile.
So you don't
and-
look at just the reviews; you stalk the account of the reviewer.
I go deep.
You're like a jury analyzer, like
because-
questioning the credibility of the jurors.
Yeah, because for example, if these 2 reviewers have a streak or record of just giving 2 stars, why would I trust the review?
I just don't think I have the effort to like click on
It's
someone's
because you don't
name.
care. You just Uber eats everything.
But also,
You don't even check a restaurant before you try it.
The people who normally sound like the biggest dicks are the local experts.
Yeah.
They
Oh, yeah,
always
they're-
have like the most snobbish reviews, and like I every time I read them, I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like he made it seem
Yeah.
like
How
it
often
was,
do you read Google reviews?
if I ever go to a new place, I always look at them.
Really?
Unless it.
I just look at the stars and I'm like, yeah, that looks good enough.
Is that Meilyne's influence?
No, I just always did that.
Oh, okay.
Because sometimes people maybe like comment like the best dish or something
yeah,
to recommend.
pictures of, because you don't know what to order
So
either.
I don't. Sometimes I don't really know, and occasionally I can't read it because it's all in kanji. And then I'm like, I point at the picture. I'm like, give me this one.
Yeah,
What this
that's
guy
I do.
had.
It's like a menu.
What this guy had. You don't do that?
No.
Why am I the weirdo?
Aren't there menus here that have no pictures and you
Yeah, in
can't
kanji,
read it?
yeah, yeah.
So you
Sometimes-
just go through the pictures.
Sometimes you just gotta put your face.
Also, yeah, I do.
God, and just order food. I don't know.
Throw the dice.
Just throw the dice.
What you do in that situation is also sume. Ask for the recommendation.
Yeah,
Okay,
Whatever
yeah.
he says, you're like, yes. I hope this is good.
I just get whatever sounds nice. I don't know. Like sometimes,
I just
sometimes.
Nihongo Joes with that shit. I'm
Well,
like,
Joey can read.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
I'm done.
No, there's some like handwritten menus. I'm just like, what?
Oh yeah, bro, those are so hard to even like remotely figure out what's being like said. And
Oh, if that's the case, then I asked the waitress. I'm like, what does that say?
I actually have the
if
way.
you can't read it, then
where is
what?
the Comic Sans?
Yeah. Sometimes, like I've seen some handwritten ones, especially like really fancy like Japanese restaurants where they
Right.
like love to use that like traditional calligraphy style, and I'm like,
Yeah.
like this just looks like squiggles to me.
Like
I
the
don't.
ones with the Higawari menu.
I mean,
What's
well,
that?
Higawari's the one that
The
like
daily
changes every day,
special?
like the daily. I mean, like daily specials I'll always ask,
Yeah.
but like I've seen menus that is literally illegible, where it's just so messy, and they always use like fancy terminology that
Yeah.
just doesn't work outside of that
French.
context.
My
Italian.
favorite moment of eating in Japan is when you go to Ryokan. It's like 20 courses. And they just come over to you and explain every dish, and I just look at the thing for like 2 minutes straight, just nodding.
See, I'm actually interested in those kinds of menus, though.
I don't know what they're saying to me.
Oh,
I'm
yeah,
just
right,
like,
right,
what the
right.
fuck you saying?
Yeah.
I'm like nodding. All right, this is a little
Yeah,
excessive.
in your head, it's like this is food. This is also food. This is a food.
Korewashite.
I think you eat it or take like half a bite and then tell them, what is this that I just say? And then that's better. Like if they have time to explain.
Well, but like
what you say.
usually what they do is they bring all the food out, right? And then they explain it, and then they just fuck off. So
Yeah.
you don't even have enough time unless you're eating it as they're explaining it, right?
I just
Yeah.
I'm just like, come back, please. I need to
Come
know.
over here.
Yeah.
I want
Yeah.
to.
I am formulating a review.
Yeah, I took a picture and I have to leave notes next
I'm
to
a
it. so
local
just
expert.
kidding.
I'll have you
I
know.
don't-
Are you the local expert? Do you get that badge as well?
I think-
Or-
I'm not sure.
Like, I'm just so curious. Like, how often do you have to eat at somewhere new to be in the top 5%?
I have no idea. I haven't been top 5% since like 2017 or
That's
2018.
worrying because you do quite a lot of reviews.
Yeah. I think
How
there's
many
more
reviews
now
does it
than
take to
before.
be in the top?
I have no idea.
It's becoming more mainstream.
Maybe.
There's a
Maybe.
Japanese guy as well who's like trying to review every single Starbucks in Japan,
Oh yeah, I know that guy.
and it's like ridiculous. It's
Do
like
they taste all the same?
that's what I wonder. It's like what can the difference be?
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
like
know.
going to like every McDonald's in Japan.
He has to probably order the same thing from each place, though. Otherwise, it's not a good comparison, right?
Probably.
But I think they have the seasonal menus.
Even now,
Yeah.
now,
Oh, yeah,
now
yeah,
Starbucks
yeah.
Japan just released a thing where every single prefecture has its
Right.
own frappe.
Yeah.
Oh, does it?
Yeah.
That's such a Japanese idea.
It's
You know?
actually really cool.
It's
'cause
kinda
it actually-
genius.
Yeah, they all look super unique as well. Like none of the flavors look the same.
I went
Fuck, now
I went to Kyoto the other day and I had like the Kyoto Frappuccino
Yeah.
and it was like matcha with like caramel and some shit. I'm like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, fuck it. If I can
That
only
is
have this
very
here, I'll
Kyoto.
have
The
it.
Tokyo one sucks.
What's the Tokyo
It's
one?
like coffee jelly and some shit.
That is a very Tokyo thing. Coffee
Yeah.
jelly.
Do you like jelly?
Yeah.
I think jelly is the worst dessert. Like it is by far the
Nah.
Have you had Mikan jelly?
worst. I don't give a shit.
Mikanzeri is bomb. That shit's bomb.
Jelly-
I
why
love
is
that
why
shit.
is it good?
Jelly is literally the dessert of peasants.
What are you talking about?
It is
What are
literally
you
like-
actually
Jelly
talking
is
literally
about?
like the-
incorporated on all kinds of high
It is literally
end
the cheapest
meals,
dessert.
so what?
What? No.
It's the cheapest
No?
one. It's the cheapest one. You build.
How?
it was-
Someone needs to take
Cheese
this
can be
privilege away.
delicious, though. It doesn't have to be
It's
expensive.
basically
to be
like mattress
delicious.
filler. I don't want to eat it.
No, because like you don't just want jelly by itself, right? I mean, sometimes you want jelly by itself, but if it's like incorporated in a dessert,
You don't
it-
like
it's
you don't like
really
coffee
fucking
jelly
good.
with a bit of ice
Oh, I
cream?
can't. No, I can't stand it. It's awful.
Oh, I love coffee jelly.
dreadful.
What don't you like about jelly?
It tastes like nothing half the time. And when it does taste like something, it's like
Maybe
you
you
could have
have
made
COVID.
you could have made something else. Shut up. You could have made you could have made literally anything else with this flavor profile, and it would have been 10 times better because it didn't feel like a floppy mess in my mouth.
No, it's
I'm
sometimes it's just
gonna
a
have
very
you try Mikan
light.
jelly.
It's just a very light flavor that like it's not too strong.
Yeah.
a lot of the times it's just very light.
Sometimes I don't want a dessert that like punches me in the
It just
face.
feels like it's like a slippery and all. I just don't like the
it's just
texture.
lighter than like an ice cream.
Is
right?
it more so the texture you don't like?
The texture is a massive part of it.
Okay.
But I also find that
So you don't like
the fl-
gelatinous
the
things?
no, but I found that the flavors can be replicated in any other dessert that is just better.
like what?
Like ice cream. Ice cream. Is the best.
Ice creams?
You need an
ice cream and jelly
maker.
don't taste anything alike.
Like,
what are you
when they're like
talking
coffee
about?
jelly, you could have done ice cream coffee. You know what I mean? Like that
With
would have
jelly
usually,
chunks.
yeah, usually you get like a vanilla ice cream with coffee jelly. Like that shit's great.
No, just put like pour an espresso on it. Just
I'm
make an affogato. You know what I mean? I'd just rather that. Don't do this jelly shit. Fuck this jelly
I'm
shit.
sorry, ice cream and jelly taste nothing alike, even if they have the same flavor profile.
Yeah.
It's like two totally
Yeah,
different
because it's
things.
the texture. I don't know. I find that it's like
I just
never
don't think you're a fan of gelatinous things.
Yeah.
No, and it's also like when they do it, I'm like, really? You couldn't afford gelato or ice cream? Really? I feel like that's what's going on.
Peasants.
Yeah, like
Peasants.
I'm like, oh, okay.
Connor's at a Michelin star restaurant. They serve
Michelin star.
him a
Wait, have
jelly
you been to a
restaurant.
Michelin starred restaurant?
Yeah.
before? Oh, you have.
And if they gave me jelly, I'd be like, wow, I saw where you skimped on the budget. Jelly, you know, I can make 20 liters of jelly in like 10 minutes with like $10. You know, I don't want this shit. You know how hard it would be to fill a
but that
bathtub of
shit's-
ice cream?
That shit's going to actually taste like nothing though. Like the jelly that comes out of like higher end restaurants actually has a lot of flavor in my
Yeah, if
opinion.
it's
Yeah.
like fruit, they'll extract the juices.
Oh god, I
from
hate fruit
the
jelly
fresh-
so much.
Fruit
It's
jelly's
like-
the best.
it's like
fruit jelly's the best.
Fruit jelly is literally
Why
the best.
would you ruin fruit by making it into a jelly format? It's literally the
No,
worst.
there's some fruits that are better.
Yeah, like Mekong.
Yeah, Mika.
I would argue that like fruits make better jellies than they do ice cream.
Yeah.
I agree.
No.
Actually, yes.
Yes.
I
You,
agree.
Yes.
you
Yes.
can try its
No.
full potential, the texture of how it's changed by being cooked in the
Yeah.
syrup.
Look,
Perfect.
look, jelly, like fruit jelly is refreshing as fuck.
Yeah.
Fruit ice cream is not refreshing
I'm very
a lot of the
refreshing.
time.
Unless it's
Banana
sorbet.
ice
Unless it's
cream.
sorbet.
Like-
but
No,
but still.
banana ice cream does not count.
Banana, strawberry,
Banana
cherry.
ice cream does not taste like banana.
Orange.
I will take strawberry jelly over strawberry ice cream any day. Yeah.
What?
Never had
No.
good strawberry jelly though.
Well, strawberry jelly is normally like the cheap
The
jelly.
Jello.
The
type thing.
jello
Oh,
type.
yeah,
It's normally the
yeah.
cheap jelly, but like so is strawberry ice cream. Strawberry ice cream is normally the cheap ice
I
cream
do not
as well.
like strawberry ice cream.
I don't. Oh my god! Oh my god, Joey! This is why we're brothers. This is why we're brothers.
Listen. I don't like it either, but I would take it over jelly.
Fuck off! Strawberry ice cream, I think, is just like the worst ice cream
It always
flavor.
tastes like
Yeah, I
fake
agree.
strawberry.
Yeah.
Banana though.
Haagen-Dazs strawberry.
Banana is
doesn't
good,
taste
but it's
bad.
not. That's not the same
Yeah.
flavor as an
But
actual banana.
Why does banana lend itself so well to everything? Like everything banana flavor tastes amazing.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And like everything orange tastes so artificial and shit.
No.
No.
Yes.
No,
No.
Like orange
no,
lollies
no.
and like orange ice not lollies.
Why'd you point at me? Why the fuck did you point at me? I didn't say anything. Did you guys catch that
Why
slang?
did you?
I just thought about the
Did you catch that? Oh, it's because we say it in Australia. Okay, yeah.
We said it in the UK too, though.
Oh, you guys say that.
Yeah, I don't
call-
know why.
we call-
Again, I don't know why you pointed at me. That was just slanderous.
Just like the way it just came out, and I was like, lollies.
Sorry, I
Can't believe
we
you. man.
call them ice lollies as well.
Can't believe,
Okay.
can't believe you do that to my boy.
The lollipops, right? Americans call them lollipops too, right?
Yeah, lollipops.
Yeah.
Wait, don't change the subject.
Sorry, yeah, orange tastes like shit.
No, you're wrong.
Shit.
You're wrong. I think the orange desserts
Orange juice
taste
tastes
better
good.
than banana desserts.
Oh, come on.
Do you like mousse, by the way?
Yeah, I like moose.
No, it's
Mousse.
like fake ice cream.
Sometimes
Ice cream.
It's like
do you just hate desserts, Connor?
I love
do you
ice
just,
cream.
Do you just,
I love ice cream, man.
we found the reason, ladies and gentlemen.
Ice cream.
We found the reason.
I categorically, right? I have not had a single dessert, right, that I'm like, ice cream would just be better than this. Not a single dessert that made me think ice cream is better than
I
this.
can find you a dessert.
Well, like apple pie. Apple pie's great.
It's okay, but I can find you something better.
But like, what was the thing that you said?
You only like
sorry?
apple pie because it works well with ice cream.
I like
Anything that works well
I
with
like
ice cream.
waffles.
Do you like chocolate cake?
I love chocolate cake.
What kind of chocolate cake? Like Japanese chocolate cake?
I don't think I've ever had Japanese.
Or like a volcano chocolate cake.
American
I don't like
chocolate cake.
icing is too, sometimes icing is too heavy, you know, and
Yeah.
it's like sometimes it can
Yeah.
be like cement-like,
It
and
gets
I don't
lighter
know.
when you microwave it.
That just sounds.
That's the tidbit
questionable.
for the day. I
No,
guess.
it's so good. Well, fudge
Why
just
would you
seeps
want
in.
mousse?
No, no,
Because
like-
to me, mousse is just inferior ice cream.
Mousse
Or
does
shitty
taste
yogurt.
bad most of the time, though.
Sometimes you just don't want something as heavy as ice
Just have less-
cream,
just have less
which
ice
is a
cream.
cream.
Just have less
right?
ice cream.
Huh?
No, even a
have less.
spoon of the
Like
ice cream
Haagen-Dazs in
fills
Japan,
your
right?
mouth with the cream, though.
If Americans saw the Haagen-Dazs size in Japan, I think they'd cry. I cried when I first saw it. Have you seen how tiny?
No, to me, that's the perfect size.
Yeah.
I can't have any more Haagen-Dazs than that.
Yeah.
But I won't lie, I do wish I had the tub, just so if I really did have a bad day,
You need-
I could chow down the 2 liter
Like,
tub.
dessert's the one meal where I'm like really picky because it depends on what I've eaten directly beforehand that
Yeah.
dictates what dessert I order, right? You can't just
yeah.
order the same dessert every time.
I don't even
Yeah.
eat dessert.
Yeah.
I agree that ice cream I think is the best dessert. It's either ice cream or cake, right?
Yeah.
But I can't like if I had like an empty stomach, I'd always go for ice cream or cake. But like sometimes you just don't feel like that after a really heavy meal. Sometimes chocolate just seems way too heavy and you just want something light.
Yeah.
and
always,
fruity.
always tiramisu or ice cream in some form. Tiramisu, I could have like anything and I can have a tiramisu after it.
To be
It's good.
fair, tiramisu is my
good.
favorite cake, but I can't have it after every meal.
I can have it after a meal.
It's a very heavy.
It's a heavy cake.
feels
Is it
like, but
heavy? It
it's
doesn't
heavy.
feel heavy at all.
The cream.
It's like to me the biggest fucking lie I hear people say is like, oh, you have a second stomach for dessert. I'm like, bullshit.
that shit's a lie.
Bullshit.
No, 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 no,
You
no.
just
That's
didn't
a lie.
enough.
Yeah.
You just didn't eat enough main course. That's it.
No, it's true.
Fuck
You can
off.
trick your mind, too.
The way your taste buds work is that they get sick of one flavor. So when you introduce a new flavor, it makes more room for it.
No, that's not. That's
Genuinely
not with
not.
me.
That's,
That's
how
not
you
with me at
conquer
all.
buffets. You switch back and
Yeah.
forth.
Conquer
Like-
buffet.
Buffet speedrun.
I watched a very informal Vox video about this, and apparently, yeah, it's you tend to.
Oh my god, I want to see Meilyne at a buffet.
I can't eat as much as I used to.
Oh hi, it me, Joey, here to do the sponsors for this episode. And you'll be happy to know that this episode of Trash Taste is sponsored by Genshin Impact. Genshin Impact is an open world action RPG game available on PC, Android, iOS, and PlayStation 4 and 5. Step into a vast magical world now and start your adventure on the continent of Teyvat, where 7 kinds of elemental powers surge. You guys should know Genshin Impact by now. It's taken the internet by storm at this point. But in case you've been living under a rock and didn't know, Genshin Impact has some exciting updates for you all. A new update for version 2.1 is the Floating World Under the Moonlight update. After joining the Resistance troops, travelers are now fighting against the Shogunate, and all mysteries will unfold in the final chapter of Inazuma Archon quest, Omnipresence Over Mortals. We have the brand new character Raiden Shogun available to pull between 1st of September to the 21st of September. The undisputed supreme ruler of Inazuma, Her Excellency the Almighty Narukami Ogosho, promised the people of Inazuma an unchanging eternity to last throughout the ages. But if you have a bad history of pulling 5 stars, then don't worry, there's also a brand new 4-star available for you as well. The 4-star Electro character Kujo Sara is here, leader of the Tenryou Commission's force, bold, decisive, and skilled in battle. As the adopted daughter of the Kujo clan, she conducts herself with an official demeanor at all times. And there is another beautiful 5-star awaiting for your hands to get a hold of. I'm of course talking about Sagonomiya Kokomi, the new 5-star Hydro character, the divine priestess and supreme leader of the Watasumi Island. But if characters aren't your thing, then don't worry, there's lots more juicy information for you all. Because 2 of the new Inazuma Islands will open to players, the Watatsumi Island and the Seirai Island. Watatsumi Island is very different from other islands in Inazuma. The Sagonomiya Shrine is located at the center of this island, surrounded by a canopy of mountains and waterfalls. Meanwhile, Seirai Island is where some disasters seem to have occurred and is surrounded by perpetual thunderstorms. Plus, there are a number of exclusive events available as well, like the Moon Chase Festival from the 17th of September to the 12th of October. And of course, the first anniversary celebration, starting off with the Passage of Clouds event, which is a login bonus event that lets players accumulate daily logins from the 28th of September to claim up to 10 intertwined fate along with various other rewards. So even if you're a new player or an experienced player, Genshin Impact has a lot to offer to you guys. So make sure to go down to the link in the description below to check out the game for yourself, and thank you to Genshin Impact for sponsoring this episode. Back to the show.
Is a buffet for peasants, Meilyne?
Depends where you go.
The dessert swap strat.
Where can we get good buffet?
Las Vegas has a lot of good buffets.
I've heard this.
Well,
Actually.
yeah, I mean,
you'll pay like 100.
But isn't
almost
it like
$200.
mainly buffets in
it's
Las
all
Vegas?
buffets.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like
Oh,
I would,
but yeah.
I stay because Aki's from Vegas,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like literally every 3rd day is a buffet. And after a while, I'm
I
just
can't do
like,
that.
bruh, can we have like something else? Just like a
Yeah.
single meal.
I get it though, because you're just gonna sit there and gamble all night. So like,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter if you like just stuff yourself.
Yeah.
You're gonna
Well,
be like,
if you've been like, if you've been like walking around on the strip all day,
Yeah.
and you have enough room, then
Yeah.
yeah, of course, a buffet is fantastic. But if I'm like fucking lazily sitting around in a house, and then sometimes Aki's mom's like, let's go to a buffet. I'm like, No.
Please no.
No, I can't.
Oh my
But they
God.
have no time limit. You could be there all day, kind of.
Actually, some of them look amazing as well. I think I saw some YouTube videos of them, and it's like Michelin star chefs or something
Yeah,
working
yeah,
in these
yeah,
things.
Yeah,
and
we've,
it's like,
we've been to all of them, and some of them are fucking amazing. But
Did
it's
you
also
go on
like
the
a
buffet bus tour? You get a pass, and
no, I
it
haven't.
takes you around to all the buffets.
No, I haven't. I know a friend who.
Why
went
would you
on that.
want to have a pass to take you on the same
I've
day?
always wanted to go.
dude, when I start eating
That's
this,
like a buffet of a buffet.
Yeah, that's literally.
No, I want to.
that sounds horrible. When I start eating, I don't want to stop until I'm done.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done, I stop.
Yeah. Because the worst thing is when you are
I don't want to
like,
be timed for my meal.
yeah, and the worst thing is if you
Get on the bus, we're going.
if you start a meal and you're not totally full, but then you stop
Yeah.
because you stop anyway because you got to leave or you got to
Yeah.
do something else, and then you kind of become full, but not the satisfying full.
Yeah.
You just like
just like
it's-
the bloated full, right?
yeah,
It's like,
yeah,
oh.
yeah, and that sounds like an awful experience.
Yeah.
If you had to do that on the same day
It's
on a buffet.
fun for like college student aged people, I think, when you have a lot
Unfortunately,
of
there is
room.
not
Yeah,
a
they
single
love buses.
Wait, well, why don't you just go to one buffet then instead of
Yeah.
like going to
I wouldn't go
multiple?
buffet now though, but I did used to really like buffets.
I mean, I still do love buffets. It's just that there's a time and a place for it. I can't have it every day.
Yeah, I can't have
Yeah,
it every.
yeah.
Right.
Wait,
Like
how do you
once a
rate
year.
buffets then? Because there's so many different
I
types
can't
of food.
rate buffets. I didn't do Google reviews back when I was eating.
Have
at
you had,
buffets.
what about Japan buffets? Have you had the buffets here?
Yeah, I've had. I took you guys. I think only Connor and Garnt.
Did we? We went to
Yeah,
a buffet?
Nabezo. It's a hot pot buffet.
Oh, that doesn't.
Oh,
really-
That is a buffet.
count.
That's a
to
buffet.
me, it's not a buffet. If you have to ask the guy to come over and then you order more stuff.
Yeah, but then you go over to the vegetable section. You get your own vegetables.
That's,
do
that's
like that
not
one,
a
though.
buffet.
That is
I
a
wouldn't
buffet.
count that as
That's a
buffet, though.
salad bar.
Yeah.
It's a fucking
That's just
salad.
a self-serve salad bar.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd say because buffet to me is truly like everything is you can go up and get it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like when there's a block of you have to call someone over and be like, can I have more meat?
That's how you get the fresh one.
But you can also like go up to like the chef at the buffet and be like, "Can you get me the fresher one?"
And depending at the buffet. I know the
Yeah.
Las Vegas ones.
Yeah,
have
Vegas you can do
There's
that.
some really weird buffets in Japan though. I went to one near the
Like the sweets buffet.
I don't know which-
Company
it's
has
like a-
buffet part, didn't you?
It's like an
guys
American
go?
chain or something.
American chain here.
It's apparently supposed to be an American dining chain.
Sizzler.
Sizzler, is that what the way? Oh, no, was it Sizzler?
Sizzler in Japan has like the famous salad buffet bar.
Yeah, and it was the most.
There's
bi-
Sizzlers in Japan.
Yeah, there's
Oh my
Sizzler in
God.
Shinjuku.
and it was like the.
Wow.
I think I went to one in Tokyo Stadium or Iidabashi Stadium, the one near Iidabashi.
Right.
It's like a
Iidabashi
stadium,
has
the
one?
massive stadium, the park,
Tokyo Dome.
Tokyo Dome. That's
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
There was one in there,
There's a Sizzler.
or some form of chain, and I went to
Bubba
it.
Gumps.
I don't know, it wasn't Bubba Gumps. I went to it and I was like, all right, what's going to be on the buffet? It was the weirdest selection of stuff you can imagine.
Right.
It was like, the dessert was like first in the buffet as well. So it was like ice cream and like French toast, but this was like 5 p.m. And I was
What do you mean
like,
first in the buffet?
Like
when
first
you
in line.
get your tray and stuff,
Oh.
the dessert was there first.
Oh, weird.
And then I was like, okay. And then next to it is like self-service taco station, but there was no salsa or guac. So it was just like beef
Salsa.
So this is
And-
beef wrapped up.
and the tortilla.
yeah.
Tortilla.
Right.
Tortilla.
Tortilla. Fuck. Both of those.
Mexicans crying.
Yeah. It was just beef. It was just
Salsa
beef.
and
It was just beef and tortilla.
Yeah. There you go.
And I was like, okay, yeah, this makes sense. Next up, it's like pasta,
Yeah.
like Italian pasta, and it was like I don't know what this pasta was. It didn't taste like anything. It tasted like a weird arrabbiata.
Yeah,
it was
right.
really strange. And then in the middle, there was like a bunch of salad, but the salad was strange as well. There was like barely any lettuce. There was like chopped oranges, like a bunch of croutons and stuff. I was like, what is
Is
this?
this in the hotel?
Yeah, next to it.
The hotel buffet.
No, it wasn't a part of the hotel. It was like but there was a
Tokyo Dome
next to
Hotel
it.
also has buffets.
Yeah, I was so confusing, and it was just the weirdest. I've never seen a buffet like it, and half the stuff was terrible, and they didn't have a coffee machine or anything. It was just water.
Oh,
It was just water.
peasants.
Instant soft.
Yeah, it was just water. Just water. And if you wanted the soft drink, you had to order it.
That's actually normal in a lot of buffet
What?
places. In England
Why?
as well. Because that's how they make the money. Because you have to pay for the
We
drinks,
pay for
right?
the drinks in the UK.
Some buffet places, a lot of buffet places, the
I
drinks
thought they
aren't
charged for
included.
alcoholic drinks.
Oh no, they charge for like normal drinks as well, and that's like the secret of how they make the money, right? Because you have to order the drinks separately, but the food is like all you can eat.
Right.
So I mean that's more standard.
How
but
much are buffets in the UK?
Oh, it can like depend.
Tenner is like standard. You can go like pretty high end and get like £20, 25.
Really? In the south, it's like 20 to 30.
Oh shit! Really? Up
Yeah,
north,
yeah.
it's not. It's like a tenner.
Oh my god!
north.
I was like up north. Oh my god!
I never
That's
saw
so cheap.
buffets around where I was. I think they were like never more than 20, and 20 was like premium.
Is it like
Oh my
farm
God.
produce in your area?
You can't eat out in the south for like less than 15 quid. Like 15 quid's like the
Oh,
cheap
'cause you
restaurants.
you could go to any restaurant and get a main for like £10, like a fresh main that's prepared well. So why would you go to a buffet and stuff yourself full of chips and rice and pay 15 quid?
Fair enough.
Buffets are just fun for family, I think.
Are they?
Yeah.
Are they?
Yeah, because you can challenge people.
Just to get your kid to shut up and run away, right?
Challenge people.
Well, what do you challenge people?
Like who
Who can conquer it first?
How many plates can you eat? or
Pretend you're Matt
something?
Stoney at the local buffet.
Isn't that fun? Did you do that as a teenager?
You only eat one plate.
Yeah.
Peasant. I eat
Well,
two
when I was a
plates.
teenager, I did think it was really cool. And there was an all-you-can-eat buffet one time, and for pizza.
Did you wear buffet pants?
What?
Like
There's an,
stretchy
there's an
pants.
all-you-can-eat buffet pizza chain here in Japan as well. Yeah, called Shakey's.
Oh,
That's
I've heard of
American.
this.
Yeah,
Sorry,
that's
wait,
amazing.
wait, wait.
It's
In
American.
Boba, they
But
have.
wait, can we go back to that?
Can we go back to the buffet pants? What the fuck is a buffet pants?
I didn't even hear that.
She said buffet.
Yeah, she was like, "Do you wear
It's just
buffet
sweats,
pants?"
so you can put the elastic band over your stomach when you're done eating.
That sounds like the most American invention I've ever
Everyone
heard
did
of.
it in my
No.
circle.
In San
No.
Francisco?
In my circle, when we were like, let's go to the buffet, and then we change our pants.
I remember we went to.
What?
Wait. Oh yeah. What?
This sounds like a parody.
No, it's
you
real.
serious?
It's real. Well, in my friend group,
And
we
your-
get the,
Did other friend groups do this as well?
I don't know.
Was
'cause-
this like a just your friend group type of thing?
No, it was like more than 20 people.
How much does a buffet cost in San Francisco?
An arm and a leg.
$40.
$40.
This was like 8 years ago, though.
So it's only gotten
$90?
more now.
Yeah.
8 years ago.
Well, I mean, yeah, that's how much Vegas buffets are. They're like $40-$50.
Are they worth it?
Fuck.
They
I
don't
mean,
taste
if it
good.
was like-
don't
if it
eat,
was a
don't
good
eat
one.
those.
They don't
buffets.
taste good.
the high end ones though, where you pay a little extra, like $80, $90, is like worth it.
$80, $90 for a buffet.
Yeah.
What?
But like,
Did you get like sirloin steak on demand?
yeah,
Crab,
Oh, okay,
crab.
okay,
You
okay.
actually-
It's about
Oh,
the
okay, you know
crab.
what? Okay,
Yeah.
fine, fine.
You
Okay,
actually get like top tier food at those buffets.
All right,
like, it's
okay,
actually
I'm down
worth
for
it.
it.
Yeah, but the
I mean-
$40-$50 ones, in my opinion, maybe, but half the time not worth it.
Yeah, I mean-
$2,000 and then spend $90 on steak.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
get
yeah.
it.
I mean, that's just like sounds like alien to me because, like, in the UK, I don't think that kind of buffet exists. Buffets exist as like a
Good
cheap,
food doesn't exist.
alternative to eating a lot of food. If you just
Right.
want to order a lot of food, eat a shit ton of food, they don't really care about the quality.
Were there a lot of Indian curry buffets? Because in SF, certain area.
Pretty much every buffet in the UK has Indian curry in it.
really?
I'm going to be honest, they're pretty bad though. They're really fucking
Really?
bad.
I mean, I would argue that pretty like 90. Actually, I don't think I've ever been to a good buffet place in the UK. In terms of like, this is good food. You go there to eat a shit ton of food and you trick your brain into thinking it tastes good because you're eating so much food.
Right,
but in
right.
reality, it just tastes like shit.
I think that's most buffets.
I just hate like the whole plate situation with buffets, you know, because when you get a dish, right, that you've hand selected, it's normally perfectly fit for that plate. You know, when you start going around the buffet and you start putting things on, I don't want some of the foods touching.
Yeah.
And like, I hate that because I'm like, well, you know, I don't want this saucy dish to touch the thing that's supposed to be like dry.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's kind of a mess.
You
And
get
if
another
there's, like,
plate.
if there is sauce, it's like, all right, if this dish has a lot of sauce, how do I kind of like integrate this with my other food
Yeah.
selection on my plate?
I've honestly never cared because I'm like, at the end of the day, this is all going to turn into shit. So it doesn't matter to me.
That is, so
It's
by
all
by
going-
that
No, no,
logic,
I
what
agree.
goes in?
You
Why
just get
care
a
what-
new plate.
You can't just say whatever goes in your mouth is shit. So why give a fuck?
I actually don't.
Because like I'm the guy at the
You should just
buffet.
eat like cement.
I'm the guy at the buffet who has like fucking 3 different plates, right? Because
Yeah.
you can't like something
I
just
do.
can't
I-
mix.
I take the
Right.
plate. I go and get another plate to like make sure
Yeah.
the dishes are the right.
You don't get the
plate.
food, put it down, eat it, and then go again.
No.
No, because that's too much effort.
What if you change your mind though after you eat the first plate?
Just throw it away.
It's all going to get thrown out anyway.
What if you take? Because sometimes I've taken too much of something starchy, and I've been like, shit, I can't eat this. This is prime real estate in my stomach. I can't
Yeah.
have another bread roll,
Just chew
so I
it.
just leave it.
Because in Vegas, apparently,
I never get bread when I'm in a buffet.
I'm kidding. I would never get
you,
bread.
you
I
mad
know good
man.
bread.
Because in Vegas, apparently, it's a law now that all the buffet places, at the end of every day, they have to throw out like everything. because there was this lawsuit that deadass. I read about this. There was this lawsuit that happened a couple of years ago where they kept some of the food and like stored it in like the behind like the store. And some homeless guy came up, ate it, got food poisoning, sued the buffet place, and won.
What?
Well, hopefully you got a nice home.
Yeah. What? Yeah.
What?
And so
Only in
now
America.
in the,
Only,
Only
yeah.
in
yeah,
America.
and now in Vegas, I don't know about the whole state of Nevada, but in Vegas, every buffet place legally has to throw out every single food that's left on that day and make it fresh the next day. So I can't imagine how
I
much
mean,
food
that's
they
good for
fucking make.
customers though, but
Yeah.
unfortunately terrible for.
It's also a waste of a shitload of food.
You'd wish they just gave it away, but it's logistically it's quite hard to
Yeah.
just give
Yeah.
away a lot of food.
Like donate it to the shelter.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
I think some coffee chains in the UK, especially London, I think like Pret does it, where like at the end of the day, someone will come in, get all the sandwiches that didn't sell, and then just at that night go and take them to homeless people.
Oh, yeah, so
The
that makes
the
more
night
sense.
off,
Yeah,
so
yeah.
they're still like good to eat.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
makes more
exactly.
sense.
It's good.
Yeah, I am curious. As like the resident American here.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Oh, I'm the only American.
pretty much the only
You are the only American in
the office,
Yeah.
right? Apart from
Yeah.
Sydney.
Yeah.
But Sydney doesn't count. I mean, she likes ugly bastard hentai. None of her opinions mean anything.
Yeah.
Like, how did you feel when we actually like rant about America and you're just like off camera
I'm
listening?
just that's true.
Confirmation.
We have been
For
wrong
most-
about
from-
some things.
Yeah, you have been wrong,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, whatever type of thing.
I mean, we rag on about our own countries just as much. I
Yeah,
feel.
and then
Yeah.
also Americans will like rag on your country.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And whatnot.
We
So.
just- we
it's interesting though, because most of my foreign friends are usually American, and it's interesting hearing non-Americans talk about Americans that I know.
Has there ever been a time though where you were just like, no, that's so wrong, and I want to tell them?
There are a few times, but I just forgot. I mean, the one that sticks out is the butter or the lard thing. You were saying that
Yeah.
there's some place that they put lard on popcorn. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
I've never heard of that.
Did we ever find out where that was, or is that a lie?
I don't know.
I have
to
no
be
idea,
honest.
but I was like,
it's not a lie
"What?"
because I saw it with my own eyes. So it's like, it's not a lie. Maybe it was that cinema. I don't know, but I saw it. Maybe it's
In
probably
Vegas.
Yeah, it's probably not like a common thing.
Because
But
I was like, what?
I mean, melted butter is definitely
Melted.
a common
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Did you
yeah.
did you speak to many non-Americans who speak English before, like
Non-Americans who speak English,
in Japan?
like Korean
I guess so. Yeah.
sample.
Is there a big difference between Americans and non-Americans?
The way you guys talk,
Really?
some things you say, and then I end up saying it, and I'm like,
Like what?
I don't know.
Like the time that I almost convinced you that the Australian currency was
No, I didn't
Doritos?
believe you. I was just, being
what?
polite to your friends.
So at Smash, which is the convention in Sydney, the anime
3
one.
years ago.
Yeah, so I got invited as a guest, and Meilyne came with me.
Yeah.
And my friend from uni was there. I invited them, and and I don't know how we got onto the conversation, but my friend deadass almost convinced Meilyne that the Australian currency was called dollary doos.
And then before going, I actually had an Australian friend here, and she was like, "Oh, Australians lie a lot, so watch out." And then I went over. I think I told you I was like, "Oh,
Yeah.
my friend said Australians lie a lot."
Oh, like, no, nonsense. And then we told you about
Prove
the
it.
drop bears, and you
Yeah,
believed
I knew about the
What is
job.
it? What is a drop bear?
a drop bear. Drop bears are like there's a specific type of bear in Australia where that they drop from the tree. They drop down and attack you. So you should never, when you're in Australia, you should never fall asleep under a tree because drop bear could come down and attack you.
Unfortunately, that is a lie.
No, it's absolutely real. And Meilyne believed me for a
I
while.
did not.
Yeah, you did. You were like, are they like an actual species of bear? I remember you saying that.
Where did the drop bear thing come from?
I don't fuck. It's been around since like
Every Australian I swear I've met abroad tells that story at, like
true.
on my first meeting. I'm just like, is this just something the country has just agreed to tell the entire rest of the world?
hundreds of Australians
Australian
have died
greeting.
from drop bears every year.
Prove that Australia really exists. Prove that it's not a lie.
I haven't seen it yet.
I haven't
so-
seen that. I've not been to Australia. Have you been to Australia?
Yeah, she's been.
Have I?
Yeah.
She went on a flight and she landed somewhere that was called Australia. But that doesn't mean it
So
exists.
you used to be a big gamer back in the day, right, Meilyne? Used to play Maple Story.
Yeah. So
I was
what?
wondering where that transition was
Why,
going.
wait, why did you bring them?
Because did you not talk to like people on Maple Story?
Oh, yeah.
From other countries.
My,
yeah, you
my
must have-
guild
yeah.
mother was from Australia.
Oh,
Did she
right,
not-
right, right.
Did she lie a lot?
I don't think so. She told me about a lot of things.
Like the drop bears?
What's a guild mother?
A guild. I don't
Person who
know.
starts the guild.
It's pretty
Usually.
self-fucking explanatory, Khan. The master of the guild.
She was,
I've never heard of it referred to as a guild mother yet.
It just happens, like,
sorry.
online, the people in the games, they date each other, and you can get married in Maple Story, get crush rings or whatever. And
Crush rings?
Yeah.
So did you not have like questions about Australia for her?
Not so much. I wasn't
Because
that
I remember the first time I met an American friend, I asked them about so much shit.
about.
Just like, is it true that like, because in
I
Australia,
think I did ask a lot of questions.
yeah.
I
because
just-
you only hear so much from media, right? To the point
Yeah.
where like a lot of it is like over glorified and sometimes just like a straight up lie.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like the first time I met my American friend through YouTube, I just asked them like a shit ton of questions, being like, "Is this true? Is this
I
true?"
did
Is this
ask my Brazilian friend about Brazil, though,
About
on
what?
Maple Story.
Do they really have big butts?
No, I asked them because there's this one case, the rumor or something, that kids are very violent when they get angry at each other in games. They like kill each other. And one of the cases that I was like checking out was this 13-year-old that like stole a PS4 or something of his friend, and the friend got angry, went over to his house with the machete and just cut him in half. And I was like, oh, is that true? And then my friend Tiago was like, yeah, that happens all the time. So I'm not.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
He didn't say yeah. He was like, yeah, that happens a lot in Ventrilo.
Can people confirm
Sorry.
that in the comments?
Yeah,
I don't
Brazilians?
know. Is it true?
Can you confirm that?
Is it true?
Brazilians, is it true?
I don't know. I was like 13, 14. And
Does
then
every
this-
Brazilian kid just own a machete?
I don't know.
But just readily available. So
Where-
Before
machete
before they learn how to read and write, they just get a machete.
time to kill, I
Does
guess.
it come on Amazon or something?
I don't know. I was 13 and they told me that. And I was like, oh,
Sounds like-
Brazil's scary. So.
I was always like the token British guy whenever I went online to people from America. They were just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's a Brit. Oh,
Never met any British people in the games.
really?
Yeah, none.
Maybe they played on different servers.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, like how much growing up did you know about the rest of the world? Because like the stereotype is that Americans
Know nothing.
about the rest of the world. That's like the stereotype. I'm not saying it's true,
I
but
didn't
like
know about Europeans or Australians or South
Oh, yeah,
America
because
so much.
you're Vietnamese, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
oh yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's
I mean, I got to travel to a lot of parts of Asia, so I know about Asia.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know much about Asia. I know the names of the countries and some of the history.
And here you are in Japan.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
And now you're learning. You're educating yourself.
About the
I
culture.
mean, I knew about the history, but that's about it. That's,
You knew the history.
About some
We
countries.
colonized this place.
you would hear a country, you're like, that's one that we used to have, right?
Just look at the list. It's like, is that part of my
That
class?
sounds really like we would name it like, you know.
I appreciate the English.
Because often you would hear about countries and it was always like 50-50. I'm like, did we? I don't know.
We got close.
Yeah, maybe we just stopped right there. Asian history is really cool when you learn about it, but it was just something you just never got taught in school in the UK because they were like, that's that faraway place that you'll never go because Europe and Butlins is an hour away. So
Yeah, but at least you guys got to learn about like European history, right? Which is like,
oh well, fuck that though. European history is such a fucking mess.
Is it?
Yes.
dude, better than Australian history. We only have 250 years, and most of it is racism.
Yeah, but at least you can say like, true. But at least, like, listen, Europe really isn't any better.
Oh no, man! I don't think Europeans are any better in terms of
It's
that.
literally white man come to person's land, take land away. Here we are today.
And then dump the prisoners on
dump,
them.
Yeah, but
bunch,
Europe-
bunch of
yeah,
politics,
but-
blah blah blah. Here we are.
Europe spent like fucking 900 years arguing about who was the best white person. So
yeah,
it
but at
doesn't
least you
fucking-
guys had like like wars and like colonies and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like cool shit.
You guys had like, like the Romans and like the Byzantines and like all those like that shit's cool.
Yeah,
but
that-
like
that's cool.
you know,
They
like
make movies out of them.
yeah. There's only been one movie
Where's
about.
Australian Russell Crowe. Oh, yeah,
There-
true.
there is- There's one movie about Australia, and it's called
Australia.
Yeah, but
Is
isn't it
I've
cool
never seen
though?
that
that you
Yeah, it's
can
Nicole
learn-
Kidman.
Yeah, Nicole
Nicole-
Kidman
Nicole
and
Kidman's
Hugh
in it.
Jackman.
But it's cool though. You can learn all of your history within like a reasonable amount of time.
Yeah, but like
Yeah.
as a 14-year-old learning about like politics and shit, I'm just like I don't
Yeah,
care.
I don't know most of European history. I don't know. History was like that one class that I just never paid
I
attention
love
to.
history.
Oh, I
Do you know
I
about
hated
U.S.
history
history
class.
a lot?
No.
Oh,
I don't know about. I don't know about.
history.
Like the most world history I know is from the fucking video from Bill Wirtz. that's basically.
What a sad way.
After Bill Wirtz, everyone is a fucking Japanese historian.
It's like, hello, I am now historian. Hello, fellow
I
historians.
know world history now. To be fair, I learned a lot from those videos.
Yeah, I did learn a lot from it because I just never paid attention in history class.
Yeah.
Because I don't know.
Yeah, I love history.
But I wish
man.
I could learn like, about like the Japanese history or, like actually about like a history of a country that is like, I actually
I think
have an
Japanese
interest in.
history is interesting as fuck.
Japanese history is
Yes, it
super
is.
I think Chinese history is interesting as
Yeah,
fuck.
I wish I learned about
Yeah.
that stuff. Like that,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
4,000 years of history that you can look back on, right?
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
that's fucking cool.
That's like so much history, and it's just
Yeah.
like one place as well. Whereas
Yeah.
European, it's just like, is it the Romans this time? Like, where is it Greece?
Well, Europe had
Like-
a war like every fucking 5
Yeah, I know,
years.
right?
Literally,
What
like
pers-
on the dot.
What percentage of like the history classes that you took or had
That's a
to
good question,
take
actually.
in high school or middle school was dedicated to European history versus?
I mean,
everything
it
else?
was all European history.
Oh, was
Really?
it? No, mine wasn't.
So
But
each
what other
country's
history did you learn?
school-
American.
I did not learn anything about American history.
We learned American and Chinese history.
Wait, how did they
Wow,
teach
I
American
didn't-
history?
It was mainly the
US
civil the civil rights period that we
Right.
covered. 50s space. Yeah, the generic.
The space race.
The highlights.
Yeah.
The highlights of the modern American history that isn't that they like to tell because
Yeah.
it sounds good. It's like we beat racism. It's ended. We beat the Russians. That kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah, I
And
never learned about
China
that.
was just like Mao. I don't know which one is the correct one. There's multiple pronunciations of like Mao. Mao Zedong. There's Mao Zedong. Which pronunciation is correct? Because we got taught a bunch of different
There's
ones.
like 20
Mao
different pronunciations
Zedong
of
or
Mao,
something as
yeah.
well. I don't know which
Yeah.
one's correct.
Every British person trying to like pronounce Chinese words.
Yeah,
right?
I'm terrible.
Yeah.
We learned about that.
See, that's cool though, because like we had in Australia, at least in my school, we had ancient history, which was like about like the Romans.
We didn't do any ancient history.
Egyptians, that kind of stuff.
Yeah,
That's what we learned
Yeah,
as
and
well.
then we had
Like that.
modern history, which was about like World War One, World War Two, Vietnam War.
We did
Yeah.
so much on World War II.
Yeah.
I-
It almost feels like because British people love World War II.
Yeah.
They fucking love.
Of course
it, bro.
they do.
Of
Like
course
like
they do.
like
It's literally like they're like look guys, we beat the odds.
Yeah.
We did it.
Yeah.
We got them.
yeah, because like I only remember World War One and World War Two being taught in my school. It's like I think we were taught a bit of American history, but it was just very glossed over. Don't know why.
So it
Don't
was
know
like-
why it was glossed over.
It was like for at least for me, I don't know if it was because we have GCSEs, which are like when
Yeah.
you get to age 16, you can pick 3 or 4 subjects.
Yeah.
And one of them was history. I chose, so
Oh,
that's
you
why.
chose history.
That's why I did. We learned American history and Chinese history,
Oh, okay. Because the most I did is
but the
just like,
generic one was just like World War II.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I did the
that's-
generic shit. before I
I've
turned
only done
16,
the
yeah.
generic shit
Ah.
up to GCSE, which I didn't even pick history.
Oh, it was just always like trench foot. It's bad, you know.
Do you have accelerated like history classes too, like AP honors?
No, we don't do
history
that in the
type
UK.
of
We
stuff?
we have
don't.
the only one that has it is math. We have advanced mathematics.
Right.
That's what
Yeah,
it's called.
yeah.
It's the
No,
only
we
one
had
that has
that for
it.
It's called
history,
further
though.
maths. In
Math.
Oh, is it further? That's it.
yeah, further maths.
Further
beyond.
math.
That's the
I
only
know
one-
because I took it. Okay.
That's the only subject
so did
in the UK that had
Further
it.
math.
Who would have thought the two Asians on the podcast took accelerated maths?
I did.
Wait, accelerated maths.
Yeah, we called it.
Oh god.
Speed running.
Accelerated math.
Yeah, ours was called accelerated maths.
Is that like trigonometry or something?
No, trigonometry was the basic stuff.
Yeah, trigonometry. You had to like pass trigonometry as to get to further maths.
Accelerated maths was like like 3-dimensional graphs and
Yeah,
like
imaginary numbers.
numbers and stuff
Yeah.
like that.
Oh, okay.
But I did notice, like, when I compared what I learned at school to what Sydney learned at school at the same time, especially with maths. I don't know if it's just because I was like, I don't know if it was like the education system, but I would notice that what I learned was like way before what Sydney learned in school sometimes. I don't know if it's like, I don't know how the education system works, but then I also know that compared to Asian schools, they are like way
Yeah.
further beyond whatever I fucking learned in school. Like
Oh,
they were
yeah.
they were
Math is everything.
they were doing like college level maths in high school, and I was just like, what?
Yeah, like in Japanese schools, you learn long division at like 4th grade. And I'm like, what? I didn't learn that shit till I was like 16.
What the fuck is long division?
Long division is like divide 72,463 by
Well,
273.
That's so shit though, because everyone uses calculators nowadays. You don't
Yeah.
need to fucking know this shit.
Did you guys have like placement tests for math?
Yeah.
We did. Okay.
how, was
I'm
it,
just-
how was it for you?
Oh yeah, we had placement.
Yeah.
And
Where
then
did you
Oh man,
place?
like how did you place?
I don't remember when it was.
Were you good at maths?
guess maybe. Yeah, kind of. I suppose. Yeah.
What did you play?
Oh, when was
Loser?
my test? No. How dare you?
Wait, what subjects did you excel at school? Like, what did you take?
What did I excel at school?
Were you
know.
good at anything at school?
Yeah,
Do
I
you
had
remember school?
4.0.
What does that mean?
Is
What
that
the
good?
4.0?
Sorry,
I
all
always
A's.
hear about
Sorry,
this.
Yeah,
straight
That's
A's.
that's the highest
I
score.
always
Sorry.
hear they had a 4.0 GPA.
Okay,
Yeah.
right. It means you had A's.
that-
So I had A's. But
So you were good at school.
I wouldn't say it's good.
What?
That sounds
4.0
crazy.
was the
No.
highest.
What are you
I
talking
know,
about?
but like people were getting 4.1s and stuff because they do like get.
You can tell she grew up in an Asian
Well,
family.
4.1 is like extracurricular activities, right?
I
Yeah.
thought
Pretty
4.0
sure.
was the highest.
It is, but then
can
you can
get
get higher if you do
higher.
extracurricular.
Yeah.
activities.
Every single true crime documentary is always like, he was a good kid. He had a 4.0 GPA. Off to Harvard.
Yeah, until he cut off that woman's arms and legs.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think the highest math I got to is like algebra 2 because you can choose to stop,
Yeah.
Right.
and
right.
I just chose to stop and then fill it with other courses.
So wait, what was like your favorite subject in school?
Favorite subject?
Yeah.
Art.
Art. That's
Maybe.
cool.
Yeah, I got to make like pasta sculptures. I loved art because I would ask my fellow
All I can
art
imagine
students.
is like fucking macaroni art. You make
Yeah, yeah,
really
yeah.
good.
Our school,
Sculpting.
did you have like, our school's like well funded where you're from?
I would say, yeah. Well, Bay Area is
Oh, right.
pretty.
Everything
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
Bay Area is well
Like
funded.
San Fran, right?
all the parents donate money.
Oh,
Oh, okay.
Like some of my family, like one of my aunts, constantly is donating money to her daughter's school because it just makes the program much better. The government's not giving enough money, so the neighborhood parents are just giving money.
Wow.
I remember when I did like badminton, there was only like 2 rackets out of 30 that
Oh.
weren't broke.
I mean, that's just like school equipment, school facility.
Yeah, but
right?
like the wiring is fucked on
Yeah.
the nets to the point where it's like you just can't
Yeah.
play badminton.
We had
properly.
like 40 acoustic guitars and only 2 of them worked.
Oh my god!
And
This happened at school.
Don't fucking get me started on textbooks. Like when the fucking teacher says, "All right, time to get out of the textbooks," I'm like, "Who am I sharing with today?" Like
Everyone like huddles around one desk, right?
yeah, because like in my school, when you were reading from a textbook, everyone needed to share at least with one person. So everyone had a partner, like a textbook partner.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, we had
remember if I
that,
did
but
that.
not by obligations because like half the class had just forgotten their textbooks, so it just became like a tradition to be like,
you-
It's my turn now.
Very
Do you have
lucky
cooking
then.
classes in America?
Yeah, we have cooking classes.
We had
It's
cooking.
like home ec
we-
or
yeah,
something.
We had cooking class as well.
I
wasn't
never
very
took
good.
it because I hated.
Oh,
seeing
we had no
people cook.
choice.
Oh, really?
Did you have to cook in school?
Nope.
They made us cook.
We had to do it for 1 year. Yeah.
Oh, they made us cook, and they made us. You won't believe what one of the dishes was. We'd prepare a sandwich. That was no joke. One of them.
British cuisine
Wait,
be
wait.
like.
Is it like a tuna melt?
No. Literally your bog standard lunchbox sandwich. And when I told my mum she had to buy me ingredients to make it, she was so insulted that she complained to the school.
They
I mean,
should
I
teach
would
how
be.
to cut
That's a waste of an
vegetables.
hour.
She was like, I'm not buying ingredients so we can make a fucking sandwich.
I'll make a fucking sandwich right now.
How about I just make one? I made a quiche and I think it turned out to be an omelette or something.
That's common.
I think
Yeah.
something like that happened. I was like, I'm never cooking
Yeah.
again.
Egg, just anything that uses egg turns into a different egg dish. Just halfway through the process every time.
I don't like that many egg dishes.
This video is sponsored by Manscaped. It's time to bundle up with the Manscaped 4.0 Performance Package. Inside this package, you'll find the Lawnmower 4.0 Trimmer, Weed Whacker Ear and Nose Hair Trimmer, Crop Ball Preserver, Crop Reviver Toner, Performance Boxer Briefs, and a travel bag to hold all your goodies. First off, the new Performance Package 4.0 includes the new Lawnmower 4.0. If you're looking to cozy up this fall, this trimmer is essential. Their 4th generation trimmer features a cutting-edge ceramic blade to reduce grooming accidents thanks to their advanced skincare TM technology. It also gives you the ability to turn the 4000K LED spotlight on and off when needed for more precise shave. Plus, it's waterproof. The Performance Package 4.0 also includes the Weed Whacker. The nose and ear hair trimmer uses a 9,000 RPM motor-powered 360-degree rotary blade system to provide proprietary skin-safe TM technology, which helps prevent nicks, snags, and tugs in those delicate places. Manscaped even threw in 2 gifts to their Performance Package 4.0 this time: the Manscaped TM boxes and the Shed travel bag. Get comfy on the home and on the go this season. Get 20% off plus free shipping with the code TRASHTASTE at manscaped.com. That's 20% off plus free shipping with the code TRASHTASTE at manscaped.com. Choose Manscaped and your balls will thank you.
Americans.
Americans. Da-da-da.
Oh, yeah.
Americans annoy me more than other foreigners, though, I would say.
That's on camera.
Oh,
Why do Americans annoy you than any other foreigner?
the ones in Japan, at least, a lot of the ones that complain about being in Japan, like, I hate Japan. Oh, they're so racist, or no one wants to sit next to me in the bus.
Yeah.
And they just have this horrible experience in Japan, and they're mostly, I'm not saying all English teachers are like this, but a lot of time they are English teachers who are they stay as English teachers for years, and they dream of being in a different position or different job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're just like all this, I hate Japan, America's the best, but like, why don't you go back to America? But they don't.
Yeah.
So that's why I
being
just
an
find-
English teacher in Japan anyway seems like hell.
Did they complain more than us?
Yeah.
I don't know.
They didn't complain about being like
Wow.
a different type of complaints though.
Okay.
And they're usually generally very negative. Like,
Well, I mean, when I complain, I'd like to think I very much understand where a lot of them come from.
but off camera, you guys are always praising how amazing Japan is. Like,
Oh, don't
tell them that.
Don't
I'm
expose.
sorry.
That's an entire brand, Meilyne. Oh my god.
Japan, God.
The slander.
The absolute slander. We're
Do we
not.
praise Japan a lot off camera?
Not praise, but like, you guys seem to be enjoying.
We do genuinely. I mean, that's why we're here, right?
know.
That's because we enjoy being here.
You
Yeah.
exude this
I
positive
would be
energy
fucking
being here.
bored in the UK. What would I do in the UK?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, hey guys, gonna go to a bar.
There's different countries.
Gonna
for
go to
everyone,
a
you know.
pub and
I'd probably
And
go
then
to,
tomorrow I'm going to go to another pub.
yeah.
for all the slander I've given it, if I did have to move anywhere, I'd probably go to America.
Really?
Really?
Probably living in a country you weren't born and raised in is fun. Doesn't matter.
Yeah,
if
I
it's
just wanna-
Japan or
Yeah,
not.
it's stimulating.
Yeah,
I'd love
yeah.
to live in America for a short period of time.
Where,
See, because I'd like to live in Europe.
Really?
I
Yeah.
don't live in
I'm
Europe.
bored of Europe.
I'd like to live somewhere else in Asia, probably. Just I don't know. I just really vibe with Asian culture and Asian mentality. That's what.
I mean, not that we have any plans of moving soon.
yeah. Just
hypothetically.
But, like,
hypothetically.
if you were like, Connor, you have to get out of Japan, you're being deported, which country do you want to move to? I'm like, I'll go to America for a bit.
What do you consider when you want to move to another country? Is it like the weather?
I don't give a fuck about the weather.
For me, it's about like whether I just vibe with the way of living.
with the culture, right?
Opportunities as well. Like,
Like as much as I like America, I personally don't think I could vibe with the American way of life. Just personally,
Yeah.
Like,
What is the American way of life?
I don't know. It's just like
I think I'd be a great American.
you would.
I think I'd be a fucking
I
amazing
think you
American.
would. I don't know. Like, I like going to America. I like American friends. I like, being in America when I visit. But, like, when I envision myself living in America, I just don't see it. I don't know what it is. It's just a vibe.
Like as you like grow older, you realize that sometimes you just like subconsciously jive with some things, and like there's a difference going there for holiday and actually living there. And I think we've all experienced this in Japan, where coming here on holiday and visiting here and actually experiencing and living the culture here is totally different. What do you do, Meilyne?
Spill some tea on the
I
mic.
spilled some tea and then I forgot to swallow and then it was going to spew out. So I was having a crisis. No, I think
Do you need some tissue?
it's fine. It landed on my shirt.
No, I agree though. I mean, I find that socially, in America, sometimes I'm just like utterly confused.
Yeah.
Where I just don't understand the person I'm talking to.
Yeah.
They'll just say things that I'm like, why would you say that? In the UK, though, I don't really get that.
Yeah.
It's like a script almost that everyone follows.
Yeah.
Which is kind of boring though at the same time, but it's comforting.
it sounds like it gets monotonous though, right? After a
Yeah,
while.
when you go to America, it's always interesting. Like you never have a dull moment. I feel like I'm very easy to approach.
And you're also an extrovert, right? So,
Yeah, I guess so.
Like for me, whenever I go back to America, Japan has like made me more of an introvert. So when I go order food and then the register person is like, how are you doing? Oh, where
Like
are you
trying
from?
small talk?
And I'm
Yeah.
just like, please, just stop talking to me. Stop talking to me. I just want my burger. Stop talking to me. And then I start sweating and then I hate that. But then you would love that because, you like
I like the minimal
chatter.
interaction.
Well, because for me, like that kind of stranger friendliness that you get from Americans in America, I've experienced 20 plus years of that in Australia.
Yeah.
So it's like no different to me. It's just, oh, you have a funnier accent.
Because
Australia, it's so far from everything.
I mean, yeah.
also everything wants to kill you.
But the food is so delicious.
Yeah, you are frothing over the
Oh
food.
my
Yeah.
God.
the internet
oh my
speed?
gosh.
If you're
No
saying
way.
the food's delicious,
It was
then
so
that
good.
I gotta check this out. How many Google
So
reviews
good.
did you
But
do?
you can't, like,
Four. We didn't have that much time.
Yeah.
how hard is it to get good internet in Australia?
It's gotten a lot better in the past,
Really?
like since
Right.
I've moved out.
Okay,
yeah.
okay.
Like if you go to like Melbourne or Sydney, like they actually have good internet speeds now. Finally, after all this time, of course they had to do it right when I fucking left the country.
Honestly, like I think I could really jive with the Australian culture from what
I probably
I've seen.
it's so far from everything. Everyone is at least a 12-hour flight minimum from you.
It is, but like how
Why do you
often are
think
you flying
Australians
out?
love traveling?
Yeah, exactly, right? Australians are like fucking everywhere, especially in Asia.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
Can't
we
get
are.
fucking rid of them.
We are
They're
fucking
invading
everywhere.
San Diego, apparently.
Huh?
They're invading San Diego, apparently.
Really?
Yeah.
Why San Diego?
I don't know. A few of my San Diego friends are like, "There's so many Australians here."
She says after meeting one
When
Australian.
when I was growing up, though, I always thought America was way cooler than the UK. I just thought.
But I think that's just because you were born in the UK.
To be fair, growing up, I thought pretty much anywhere else was cooler than the UK.
the UK, right? It's like, you know, our image is on borrowed time.
Yeah.
What the UK actually is and what people think the UK is entirely different.
Oh, it's
things.
starting to catch up with us now
Yeah.
in our lifetime.
When I was growing up, everyone still thought that British people were like charming and sexy.
Yeah.
Like
When I was-
British
Everyone was like, "Oh
Yeah.
my god, he's British! Oh my gosh!" Oh, you know. And then now it's like Tuesday, bottle of water. That's all I get now, and that's what I always.
Now we
recognize.
just get clowned on by everyone, including us. And I'm just like, no, we clown on ourselves. You can't clown on us.
You know, the UK is has very picturesque things, has very nice and elegant things, but unfortunately,
Stones
it's
are pretty.
stones.
So, I mean, the bricks,
The bricks.
the buildings,
I love a lot
the
of that.
materials.
Oh, like the stone buildings? Is that what you're talking about?
yeah.
I love a lot
The
about.
architecture.
There we go. There it is. There it is.
That's the word we were looking for.
I love the bricks.
No. In my mind,
love
I
the
was
rocks.
zooming in on the image of just one of the bricks,
Right.
like a stone wall,
A
type
single
of thing.
brick.
Yeah, and I was like, pretty.
UK has nice
hi.
bricks.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was nice. It was nice. The UK was nice. I feel like it's gone downhill a lot.
Yeah.
Since the
With
old
the
days.
sheep running through the fields.
The good old days. God.
Not the days where I was born. But before me, it looked like it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's because I wasn't born there yet, but
Yeah.
Maybe I don't know. I feel like some things were just cooler before we were born. I feel like the stereotype about music was better in my parents' days, or when your parents said that. I think that's actually kind of true. I think
agree,
I would love to have lived in my parents' age with some of the fucking bands and stars that they
But
listen
at the
to.
same
Can
time,
listen
it's
to it now.
But at the same time, you think about it, and it's like, all right, well, there's no internet, there's no iPhone, there's
Yeah.
no anything like that. Like,
No.
how do I? That sounds pretty crappy, honestly, when you think about it. Like now that
yeah.
you know the whole
but you live
handiness
you
of
live,
today.
You live, you assimilate with whatever you have at the time, right? You get used to
Yeah.
it. So
Well, yeah, of course,
So
of course.
even if you had no phone, you'd get over it.
You enjoy other things.
Yeah, whatever.
But,
I
do,
mean-
you, but do you think like kids 30, 40 years from now will be saying the same thing about
No,
the 20s?
no. I mean, the UK,
The roaring 20s.
It's very unfortunate because I feel like they, coming from like up north, like everything in the UK was kind of like focused on London and the south, and the common sentiment from where I grew up and around the area is that like which kind of like abandoned, and all the money and stuff and all the investment went to like London.
Yeah.
So a lot of the northern cities in the UK have kind of been deprived of any economical advantages or anything, and so a lot of the cities are kind of getting run down. It's not very
Well,
good.
it's kind of like Japan, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, it's like, I feel like, at least in the countryside of Japan, it's like, all right, well, at least they can still do the local business of farming and stuff. In some certain UK towns, it's just nothing. There's like nothing to do.
How do you make money in those areas?
It's all like minimum wage jobs, and there's no like big business there.
Or it's
in a lot
either
of
like you
places.
commute to the bigger city.
Yeah.
I mean, I was thinking about this earlier, and I think I think as we grow older, we'll be able to say that we did grow up in a pretty cool time, actually, because we have, I was thinking, like, what would be interesting to, like, a younger generation to hear about? And I think the fact that we grew up in the age where basically internet was invented,
Yeah.
I think that would be cool.
Yeah.
I think that would be cool as
with,
fuck
like
to
the
say.
last generation of like people really who grew up initially without a smartphone.
Yeah.
It wasn't like till like age, like 13, I think
Yeah,
I was.
I
Yeah,
when I got a smartphone.
like imagine saying to your grandchild, let me tell you when the internet just was assimilated into society. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, I think that's a cool fucking story because
we grew up in the fucking VCR DVD era, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
which
yeah.
is like ancient technology to kids today. Like they're like, wait, what the fuck's like? Kids today don't know what a VCR is. I'm like, have I really gotten to that point now where I'm just like, oh, you fucking youths of today don't even know what a VCR is. You never had to like stick the pencil in to like rewind the tape and shit.
Let me tell you about LimeWire and Napster. let me tell you the war stories of how we had to download Linkin Park.
History of Webster.
Yeah, had to download Linkin Park and got fucking Bill Clinton for the 50 millionth time.
Question though, when did you guys get your first cell phones or smartphones?
I entered high school.
High school.
13.
Yeah, I was
13?
13, yeah.
My parents didn't want me to get bullied. They really didn't want to get me a smartphone, but everyone else had a smartphone. Or not,
Wait,
sorry,
what
not
was
a
your
smartphone.
first phone?
It was essentially a Nokia brick.
Yeah,
but
mine
like
was a
little
Nokia
prettier.
flip phone.
Yeah.
I couldn't even get a Nokia. I always got like a knockoff. It wasn't even.
No, this was at the time when the Sony, like the Walkman phone had come out.
Yeah.
So that was like the shit. And it was like the flip Sony. And that was like the big boy
No,
one.
for us in Australia, it was the Motorola Razr.
Yeah, those like
Oh, those
Like,
ones.
all the cool kids had the Motorola Razr. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
damn.
This is back when you couldn't play video on your phone. Still,
Yeah,
that was the thing.
yeah.
So that was the phone I had, and it was
Just
supposed
texting,
to. It was supposed to
basically.
be for emergencies only. But we didn't text each other because it was 10 pence to send a text.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So you know,
Texting plans? All you can
no,
text?
Texting
no,
was
no,
like-
they didn't exist back
texting your
in the day.
friend was like an urgent thing. But at that time as well, when you had those phones, MSN Messenger
Yeah.
was a thing as well. So you would never text because you would just go.
You just go
Yeah.
home and message on MSN.
Yeah, the
Messenger,
only
yeah.
time I think I
AIM.
ever texted someone was when like we said we're going to meet at a place and I was there and I couldn't find them and I was like, where are you? Because calling was too expensive.
Yeah.
Because calling was like 10, 20 pence a minute.
Yeah, exactly.
So it was like,
if,
oh,
if,
shit.
if you press the call button, you're just like, this is a fucking emergency
This is
now.
investment. This
Like-
is investment.
Like, my God,
big bucks today.
someone must be fucking dying next to me for you
Yeah.
to be making a call, man. What is
Yeah,
going
'cause
on?
I got the phone under the condition of it's emergencies only.
yeah.
Well, what about you?
I don't remember. Like,
When did you
probably
get
the same age. I was just curious. Like,
Did you go straight to iPhone or did you get like the flip
no,
phone?
I had not a flip phone, but it was like non-flip phone, and then I got
Like the
flip
bricks,
phone.
right?
Yeah, I think it was like a brick
With
or
like the little
something.
antenna on top.
No, it was
Because the
just,
old
it
Nokias
was
had like
just
that
this-
little like nub at the top, which was like the antenna.
Oh, yeah, that one,
Yeah.
yeah.
Were you a gamer growing up?
Wait, what?
But yeah, obviously she
you were-
played Maple Story.
Were you a gamer?
I played other games than Maple.
What other
Story.
games did you play?
Story, Fly for Fun.
What the hell is that?
What the fuck
Fliff,
is that?
Fliff. It's a like you learn to fly in the game. And I don't know.
What?
It's like Maple Story, but then you
Windows-
can level up your
Windows
flying
aircraft
ability.
simulator?
No.
So it's a Maple
wait.
Story expansion pack. in other words.
What console is this on?
It's on PC.
PC. It's
Did
PC.
you-
I played a lot of PC
Did
games.
you ever own a game console?
Yeah, I do. I own all of
What's
them.
your favorite console game?
Console game?
Well, what's your favorite console?
PlayStation, probably.
Which one?
1, 2, 3, 4.
Well, 2. I really like the Lord of the Rings games, King Arthur.
They're good games. Lord of the Rings games on PS2?
Yeah.
They're very good.
Yeah, they're pretty good.
Played them in like quite a bit.
But you're more of an anime person, right? Obviously, you.
Yeah.
Don't bring
Yeah.
anime into this guy.
Anime?
I'm sorry.
Don't be tagged.
I'm sorry.
Wait, what's
I'm
what's
sorry.
wrong
You
with
trying to
it?
bring gaming into this?
Gaming? No, gaming's fun.
the dichotomy of man.
Yeah.
So you a gamer?
Well, let me do the middle ground then. Did you play any like anime games?
Anime isn't Maple Story an anime game?
Is it? Well, okay.
That's more like a game that has anime aesthetic, but it's not like
what is
Okay,
Maple
visual novel
just an
type
MMO.
games, right?
Oh, gosh.
I played Hakoki Shinsen, like the dating simulation.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, you play. Yeah, of course you did. Of
course you did.
That's how it started.
Everyone she completed, she bought a new body pillow.
And then
Yeah, because
Matching scent.
because I gotta ask, how the fuck did the body pillow addiction start? How did that side of you start at all? Right?
I don't know. I like pillows. I like. Come
no,
on.
no, no. I like pillows. There's a big difference between liking a good pillow and a body pillow.
Yeah.
Okay, like I was obsessed with 2D. I didn't really like people, like
Mm-hmm.
male species. Just kidding. No, I'm just kidding.
Wow,
Like,
wow.
sorry, sorry,
Wow.
sorry, guys. I just
Rich
wasn't,
from you
I,
coming
no, no,
from-
no, no, no.
Rich
I
coming
wasn't-
from you,
sorry,
female.
Sorry. I wasn't attracted to like
Real people.
human men.
you went into 3D.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can just say that. You went
Yeah.
into 3D.
like
Humans.
and the way
Yeah.
the 2D characters look were just so pretty, and I needed something lifelike because
What was the first like anime or whatever that got you into the 2D world?
Yeah, that made you give up on humanity.
It made you reject humanity.
Hakoki, the
Oh, the Shinsengumi one.
Shinsengumi police force.
Call back
thing.
to Meilyne's 3x3.
Yeah,
Yeah.
go watch that clip.
Yeah.
No, it's just the exposure of their chest. I mean,
And yet now you're like allergic to nipple.
It's
No,
different.
because it's
they
3D
don't show
nipple.
nipple.
Oh, because it's 3D. My
Yeah,
bad.
They
yeah.
always censor nipple. I just.
That's right.
Yeah, that's why she can't see real nipple, because in anime,
Yeah.
nipples just
They don't
don't
exist. They don't
exist,
for some
yeah.
reason.
Yeah,
I
you're
just,
right.
For
the
some
next
reason.
time any of you guys come to my house, or maybe I'll bring a pillow or something here. The naked ones,
Yeah.
they don't have the nipples.
Why is
it's
that?
just
Did they do that
chest.
on purpose or?
I think so.
Is
It's
that
just
how you learn?
offensive.
I should probably explain. Meilyne is scared of male nipples.
Yeah. Oh yeah, where
Unless it's her husband's.
Meilyne, apart from her husband, Meilyne is like terrified of like male nipples.
No, it's because when you don't want to stare at something, but then you just end up looking, and then hold on, wait.
Go on,
And I just
continue.
feel like it's staring into my soul, and I just feel uncomfortable.
So in other words, you don't stare at the nipple. The nipple stares you back.
Yes. And I don't want to confirm.
And you don't want that eye contact.
Yeah.
Oh my
But your
god.
husband was 2D like.
Yeah.
Does your husband have nipples?
Wait. With the 2D one? Or something?
no.
I
Your
used to do
3D
a ranking.
husband.
Like my 2D, I would have husband,
Your real
ex-husband, boyfriend, ex-boyfriend
Does your-
ranking.
Does your husband feel intimidated by all of your body pillows?
No, he says something really weird. Never mind. Forget.
No, you can't just tease us like that. Go on.
Come on.
I can't.
Is it bad?
No, yeah, it's pretty bad.
Okay.
I'll tell you
Okay.
guys after.
Okay.
He says weird stuff a lot.
Yeah, he does.
we know.
I feel like some of it rubs onto you, because
Yeah.
like you'll say something super weird when we're just doing like the most normal thing sometimes.
Yeah. And I'm like, that didn't come from you.
I don't
That
know.
was from someone else.
Can I tell them what he said about drinking water? That's like
What?
No.
okay.
Like what?
Oh, when you see
What?
like anime characters drinking water.
Oh, okay. There's this character I used to like. Are you talking about the taste?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
okay. So one of the characters I used to like, or still like, oh my god, I'm dripping everywhere.
When she talks about anime
Yeah.
guys, right?
I'm like shaking. Suddenly.
She's like, oh
Yeah.
my god. So me.
Jinguji Ren.
Yeah.
His color's orange. Everything about him is orange. He smells orange, and sometimes, or if he's eating an orange, and you just want to know what they're eating.
And no, yeah. So
Wait, does he canonically smell like oranges?
No. She said the weirdest thing to me, right? Because
Right.
she was talking about her obsession with 2D anime guys, right?
Yeah.
And she was just like, did you ever see like a waifu or like one of your waifus and you saw them drinking something and you wanted to drink the same thing? And I was just like, no, why did you want to do that? And I just thought so you could taste what they're tasting, right? And she goes to me, yeah, because sometimes you just want to know what the inside of their mouth feels like. So you drink the same thing.
I'm like actually scared. I'm glad I'm sitting this distance from you.
If you were a guy and you said that, everyone would be like,
You would
wow,
be immediately cancelled.
what a pathetic man. What a weird man.
Is that correct to what you said?
They
Or
sometimes have commercials in Japan where that character is endorsing this, and then you drink it too, and then you always think about them because that's what they're drinking. And
Does your husband feel like he's competing sometimes?
no. Well, like I was also in long distance with my
of course,
husband boyfriend at the time, so like
Yeah.
he would drink coffee, and then I'd be like, oh, every time I drink coffee, it's kind of like, haha.
You're kissing? Is that it?
It's a little more than
finish
that.
the sentence. Finish the
concept was
sentence.
there.
It's not so much kissing as it's more tasting the inside of his
No.
mouth.
Every time he pees, I pee. It's like we're peeing
It's like we're
into each
peeing
other.
together. It's like we're crossing streams.
Yeah.
A cute thought there.
Yeah,
I understand that. I
But like
Yeah.
if someone's single and they really like 2D characters, and you see your 2D character eating a cake or something, I definitely recommend
It's called
it.
immersion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like people who are watching this and they're drinking coffee too. It's the same. Oh no, never mind.
He's always just like, yeah, Meilyne is weird. That's what he says.
Like, yeah, we know. We know, man.
He said to you on your birthday.
What did he say to
about
me?
Sydney, and Sydney told me. Well, Maki said, "Oh, I'm glad someone understands" or something.
What?
No, my husband
Yeah.
told you,
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I'm glad
Oh,
I
yeah.
found someone."
I'm glad I found someone because both our partners are crazy.
No, they were just sitting next to each other. I think you were in the corner somewhere.
Just having like a bro talk.
yeah.
It's like, I gotta come clean, man.
And they started laughing out loud. And I was like, wonder what they're
Because
laughing at.
Sydney and Meilyne hang out all the time, and sometimes it's just like it's just like it's just like the perfect storm. You know, in the perfect storm where you have like two hurricanes and they mix and then like they forms like
Turn into one super
one super massive hurricane. That's just whenever Sydney and Meilyne hang
they
together,
definitely
right?
feed
If
off
we
each other.
drink
Yeah.
too much. I think that's
They just
what
feed off each other's like chaotic energy, and they just like start saying the most like cursed shit you'll
Sometimes
ever
you'll
hear.
say something, and then your husband will just be like, "She's crazy." And
He just says that so that you think he's normal too.
Maybe, yeah,
Yeah.
maybe.
That is true.
Yeah.
But yeah.
She's still addicted to Apex.
Oh yes.
Good.
Did you ever say that?
No, I haven't told that
Oh
story.
yeah.
Oh my God.
I don't know.
We were at Meilyne's house having a gathering.
Yeah.
It was like 2
No,
a.m.
it was after. I think you went home.
Yeah.
And
Oh,
then-
yeah,
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 Joe.
yeah.
Yeah, so I think it was. Yeah, actually
It
on
was
my
your
birthday.
birthday,
It was
yeah,
your
Yeah, it was my
birthday,
birthday.
yeah.
It all goes back to
birthday.
that because a lot of things happened there. So Joey had to go home early because he had to film the next day.
Yeah.
So we were at Meilyne's. I guess just chilling until like 4 a.m.
Yeah.
And I remember at 2 a.m. I'm just like having a chat with Meilyne, and then I look over, and fucking Connor is like Connor takes the controller off Meilyne's husband and is like, "You need to play this game." He downloads Apex for Maki, and I'm just like, "Oh, for fuck's sake."
Yeah, he plays every day.
I spent like I was
You've
like,
poisoned the well.
I went to his house, get the PS5. I installed Apex. I was like, "Well, just wait now. We'll have so much fun." He was showing me these games on PS5, and I'm like, "This is terrible. These games are terrible. Let me show you a real game. It's free to download. Let me download it right now." I downloaded it, and then I just thought that maybe he would play it a few times and then be done. But he's like addicted.
Yeah, he plays every day. Every day. And
Yeah.
I'll be in a call, and he doesn't use his like headphones, so the walls will be. And I'm just like,
It's like a
did you
war
hear that
zone.
right now? I'm so sorry.
Sorry, that's just the AK-47.
Next door.
Red line.
And so this was awesome. Like to complete the story, we started like literally like I think like a fucking hour ago. So we start watching fucking Connor teaching Maki how to play Apex,
Yeah.
right? And then this is like 4 a.m. at this point, and we are obviously at this point intoxicated. Now, you know when you're intoxicated, maybe sometimes you get cravings.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
You get cravings. Mostly people crave maybe. Pizza, you know, some people crave a pizza.
That'd be reasonable.
Obviously not
Yeah,
you.
that's reasonable.
Maybe people crave a kebab.
Yeah.
You know,
A burger, maybe?
a burger. Yeah. Go to local chippy or something.
of course.
You know, get a chicken burger, whatever.
Yeah.
So Meilyne is just sitting there, and she's just like, I feel like Nigerian beef stew, and I'm just like, what?
Yeah, it's very strange.
What you mean? Like, where did you get this craving from? And she's like, I'm gonna cook Nigerian beef stew right now. I'm just like, what? Who has this craving at 3 a.m. in the morning?
It just sounds like a scripted event from a game.
I've never heard of Nigerian beef stew in my life, and here
Yeah.
it.
So-
and here you are
sometimes-
hearing it for the first time at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
Sometimes Meilyne does talk like an Oblivion NPC.
What is an Oblivion NPC?
It's a game
I don't even know
NPC.
how I begin to explain
Yeah.
I
that.
feel
Yeah.
like such a boomer when it comes.
You sound like a video game NPC, in other
Well,
words.
there's always so many things you're like, what is POG? What is...
Oh no, I know what
Bussin.
POG is. Or Bussin. Bussin.
I know Bussin.
I know.
I know
Bussin.
I know you young people speak.
Yeah, because the reason I bring this up is because like she just had all the fucking ingredients for Nigerian beef stew at 3 a.m. and I'm just like,
simple.
It was a
is
very
it?
good dish.
It was
It was
fucking great.
dark,
I liked
so
it.
I don't know the color of
Meilyne,
it.
Meilyne will give me like some...
I don't know the color.
Meilyne will present me like a god tier dish. It's 4 a.m. I've drank
Most
a
of the
fair
lights
amount.
were only the disco lights were on.
I'm very hungry. I'll frankly eat anything.
Nigerian beef stew on the disco light.
I got this $5 light thing.
It's a funny image.
It was so surreal just seeing Meilyne in the dark.
Me at the club making
Yeah.
Nigerian beef.
No,
lit
it
up
was
by
like
a
Zara
disco
music.
light.
Like-
And she's just like, let me pull up my spice rack. And
Someone was sleeping, and I didn't want to wake them up, so I just,
Handing out all my disco homies
Oh, yeah.
Nigerian beef stew at the club.
Because you also grow like Carolina Reapers and stuff as well.
Yeah.
ghost peppers.
And you gave them out to people.
Yeah.
And they were struggling.
Where'd you learn how to cook, or do you just like follow YouTube recipes? Do you like?
I don't follow. I just watch a bunch of cooking things constantly.
Do you like watch like what Gordon Ramsay video?
No, I used to, not anymore. That was like TV.
Like
days
Gordon
where
Ramsay.
Jamie
it was-
Oliver?
Gordon
yeah.
Ramsay is more entertainment.
Yeah,
than-
yeah.
than educational.
But nowadays, there's so many different sources on YouTube, and I just like
One-
food wishes.
One thing I've noticed about a lot of top chefs whenever they do like cooking videos, they always add so much fucking olive oil. I don't know what it is about fucking olive oil. You see a celebrity chef add olive oil, and it's just like just a little touch of olive oil, and they fucking invade Italy in the process. I swear to God, man.
I love the
Smash cut to an olive field in Italy.
just a little dollop of olive oil.
1 teaspoon of olive oil. It's like there's like a whole genre of videos, right? That is like absolutely fucking god awful, like cocktail recipes.
Yeah.
And not intentional. And some of them are literally just like full bottles of alcohol, like spirits.
Is that the 2 shots of vodka thing?
It's kind of like that, but taking too far. Like I was
Yeah.
watching a video, and there was this woman telling you how to make a drink, and it was a cocktail.
Yeah.
And she put like 2 leaves of coriander in, a bunch of shaved ice, and then she just poured like a whole bottle of like Bacardi
Right.
into this thing to fill it up. She's like, and there you go. You have your, and she named the drink. I can't remember what it's called. And it was just like, what the fuck is this? This is just straight Bacardi. This isn't a drink. And it was like a pint glass as well. I was like, what the fuck? This is a hospital booking. What is this? I gotta show you.
Hospitalization.
I gotta show you some of these fucking
Oh my-
cocktails.
I need to
They're
see
fucking
that.
abominations.
It's not even a cocktail. They didn't mix it with anything.
No, there's no mixer. It's just like
Flavor.
some fucking flowers and shit and a whole bottle of Jack Daniels. That's it. It's terrible.
Essence of the stuff that they put in.
Yeah.
It's still not a mixer, though. Still not a mixer.
Who's your favorite YouTuber, Meilyne?
That's not us.
Obviously.
Or
Obviously.
trash taste.
We pay the bills. You can't
Yeah.
tell us.
Do you even watch a lot of YouTube?
I do. I watch a lot of food related YouTube or animal related.
Do you watch Report of the Week?
Sometimes.
Do you?
Just
Do you like
sometimes.
him?
Do I like him?
Do you like his
Do you
videos?
like his videos?
Yeah. I don't watch it all the time. It's like once every 2 months.
I'm a big
But,
fan.
yeah.
I watch every video.
Yeah.
You guys watch a lot though. But if
I mean,
you have to.
we're like YouTubers, right? That's part of the job to
Wait,
watch.
are we?
Are you a YouTuber?
We are YouTuber, so it's just part of the job to watch a lot of YouTube. And I don't know if that's just like warped my experience because I don't know how much YouTube everyone else watches anymore. Like, do you find that? Because like sometimes I talk to someone and I just assume they are also as versed with like YouTube culture and YouTube videos as I am.
I always get reminded that I'm way too deep into YouTube and memes when I say a meme or I reference a meme that is so in depth in meme culture that it requires like knowledge of like 7 previous memes.
Yeah,
And then knowledge of each like variation of said meme.
yeah.
Those memes are tough. That's when
Memes are
That's a tough meme.
that's right. That's when
memes
I
are
really.
tough.
That's when I really feel like fuck. I'm really sweating.
way-
Because also some memes they are funny if you get it, but like when you try and describe like pee pee poo poo stinky,
Yeah.
it's like there's no way of describing that meme to someone without showing the video, without also sound like a complete fucking idiot.
Yeah.
Like when
I'm glad you talked to me in like a normal English level, you know.
I,
What do you
not
mean?
with like
I
the
don't
meme
reference
stuff.
memes to you because
Yeah.
also if I was to say like, oh, that's bussing, mum, she'd be like, what is bussing?
I mean, I have that reaction sometimes with you. I think bussin is. I'm gonna say I think bussin's an awful word.
I love bussing. Bussing is such a. It's got such a.
I've only heard
it's
you
got
say
bass
in
to
real
it.
Yeah,
life.
it's like that's bussing. Oh. Like I get it, dude. I feel passionate when I say bussing.
It wouldn't feel right for me to say like bussin'.
Why wouldn't it feel like?
Well, because
right?
you're not
Just
saying
get-
it with
Get
confidence.
comfortable with it.
You gotta be confident. You gotta put some bass behind it, like bussin'.
Fucking hell.
My cheek tense up before I can even say it right.
You're trying to say something.
It's bussin'.
So wait, who is your favorite YouTuber? Sorry.
Oh, Japan would be like Kimagure Cook.
Oh, I love him.
I just
don't
love
know.
the way he cuts into the fish.
Kimagure Cook is this like he's pretty big. He's like top 10 Japanese YouTubers, I
Yeah.
think. But like he basically just dissects a shitload of fish.
Well, he
That's
cooks
his in-
them.
Is this
also,
the guy
yeah.
who killed the frog?
No. That's different. That's
different
like
guy.
the chef
That was the
Tirado.
saddest thing.
Yeah.
Oh my, that frog
There was
video.
like a video on how to like prepare a frog, and
Yeah.
I think Meilyne showed me.
Oh yeah, they're just like fucking.
I think we were
chops
at
it
an
off.
izakaya,
It was
and I was like,
horrible.
No,
"What do you
because
guys
I remember because like this, like sometimes because Meilyne gets recommended so many food videos. Sometimes
You
she'll
like the weird cooking videos as well, where you have to
Yeah.
like destroy animals.
destroy
think?"
animals.
What do you mean
I
destroy
feel
it?
Annihilate
I feel like saying preparing the frog doesn't do it justice.
It doesn't.
Because that's not what happened.
Yeah.
No.
The guy like cuts
Yeah.
this frog in half,
Yeah.
and you hear bones crunching.
Yeah,
Every-
he doesn't prepare the frog. He massacres
Yeah.
the frog.
It's like robot wars, but like but a man.
I feel like I just watched fucking Saw 7. Yeah. And I like just
It's
like
pretty
I
intense
like we're
stuff.
not going to
No,
put it
no,
up on
I
screen.
agree,
Like
it's
if
intense.
you're squeamish, we're not going to talk about it too much because it's I still think about it and I'm not like a squeamish person, but I felt so bad for the frog.
Yeah, it's
I
a
never
brutal
want-
video.
It's a fucking brutal
I thought
video.
That was okay because he's going to eat it.
Yeah,
But
no,
if
it is.
He wasn't
it is.
doing it for fun.
I
Well,
recognize.
no, of course not.
No.
Of
I
course not.
recognize
Yeah.
there's nothing wrong with it because he's going to eat it, and he's not. You know, it's no more brutal than killing a cow or something.
It's educational.
Right. I guess it's just because you don't. It's not every day you see a guy chop a frog in half.
Yeah.
Yeah.
To prepare some.
Unless you're in Thailand or Vietnam.
Because like you never really because the thing is you never really think about how animals
just think-
die
I just think about that
before
dancing
they
frog,
cook.
you know?
They get
Yeah.
cooked. I mean,
Dancing frog?
we're so like we're like lucky enough to like not have to do it ourselves a
Yeah.
lot of the times. That's what it's like to grow up in a civilized society, right? So when I see a full on
I'm
fucking
civilized.
yeah, I mean when I see a fucking Mortal Kombat fatality being put on this frog, I'm just like Jesus fucking Christ.
I was just waiting for like the X-ray zoom on that frog as the head's getting crushed.
I'm
that
sorry
one
to
was
anyone
very
who's squeamish,
violent.
but
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, obviously,
It's a brutal video,
food
don't
being
look it up.
prepared is generally not that good. To
Yeah.
watch.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why people turn into vegetarians. You know.
Yeah. I
I
mean,
mean, I wouldn't eat anything that I wasn't prepared to kill myself. If I
yeah.
had to.
That doesn't mean I have to enjoy the process.
I'm not gonna.
Right.
I feel like you're a psychopath if you enjoy putting down an animal to eat.
Yeah.
it.
No.
Yeah. I mean, I,
I'm sorry. I meant no as in, no, hold on.
do you have something
No,
to say,
I meant
Meilyne?
no as in, like, it's bad.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
bad. Yeah,
It came out wrong.
No.
You said
No,
that
really-
like no, I disagree.
No.
I
It was
like the
delayed.
killing part.
I say if
It
you
came
don't
out
enjoy it, what's the point?
It came out wrong.
Oh my god.
I don't kill.
I think just
animals.
bones crunching is just generally unpleasant. Because even when we had to like dissect fish or like cut the bones just to separate parts of the body, it's often quite.
Yeah,
Doesn't
I
it
don't,
sound nice?
I don't enjoy it.
I don't get much
enjoy
pleasure.
When
out
it
of
stops moving is like when it feels a little weird, right?
I think it
Don't say
feels
it like
weird.
that. Don't
I
say it
think
like
it
that.
feels weird when
No?
it's still moving.
Yeah, that's when
Oh,
it's
like
weirdest to me.
struggling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't say struggle.
God.
Oh, God,
sorry,
Meilyne.
sorry.
Oh, my
No,
God.
when I buy like live fish, I don't hold it down. My husband holds it down, and I because I can't handle.
Why don't you just like
Yeah, it's like husband, you put the blood on your hands, not
No,
me.
because he doesn't want to be the one to poop it, like you know.
Oh.
You're a
He'll
tag.
hold it down
You're a tag team. Then.
So why
Yeah,
can't, why can't
yeah.
you hold it down?
because I can feel its muscles moving, like it's struggling.
like
Well,
it's alive.
but you
Yeah.
should be prepared for that if you're going to kill it.
Yeah. If you're the one like excitedly holding the
but
knife,
he's gonna
then-
eat it too, so we're sharing the burden.
Oh wow! So when I go to the restaurant, the chef's going to come out and be like, "No, I'm not going to lie, Connor. I'm quite squeamish. Could you hold down this cow while I shoot it?"
just like you're just blaming the murder on someone else.
Yeah, you're just trying to.
It's like, we're in this together.
No, I put the
Meilyne's
knife
thinking like,
in.
I don't want to go to hell. If I get someone else to do it,
Yeah.
it'll be.
No, I put the knife
Sharing
in.
the sin.
Okay, I put the knife in. So it's
Well, of
the
course,
killing.
of course. When we ask you for your YouTube recommendations, we get to see you being a brutal murderer.
No. I also watch like food travel things, like best ever food review show.
Oh yeah, I like that show.
Yeah,
Yeah, that guy's
I've been
cool.
watching for like years.
Yeah, because like I'm always wondering why don't you make your own YouTube channel?
She does.
I do.
Yeah, I've seen your videos.
I mean,
yeah, so have I.
aside from that one, I meant like because I've seen them as
That's
well.
like 4 years ago.
Are we allowed
Yeah.
to talk about it?
About which one?
The one with you like
The bottle?
reviewing like the man's body.
Okay.
You in the cosplay?
No, I wasn't wearing cosplay. It's just I found this water bottle that was the shape of a man's body, and it was a Haikyuu character. And then I saw that it was trending on Japanese Twitter
Yeah.
that if you peel off the wrapping, like the clothes,
Yeah.
and then pour milk tea in, the full, like the naked body appears. So I was so fascinated that I wanted to show people.
You are literally the epitome of the heavy breathing cat.
Yeah.
Like whenever you see like a
Yeah.
2D male,
If you
like
watch the after dark tour, it wasn't actually Navi. It was Meilyne.
Meilyne was just very excited.
Yeah, that
about
was
everything.
fuzzy.
Yeah.
no, because like I think it would be because I thought it's a really interesting concept with you being such a big Google reviewer. If you just like it's like the road to like the top 5% or something like that.
Well,
How long will it take?
Meilyne
Yeah.
Meilyne has a Twitter now, so you can follow her on there.
Yeah.
To watch for updates. But I would love to see some Meilyne content.
Gourmet mate.
Mailing content.
No.
Yeah.
some
like,
Meilyne content.
Would you subscribe?
Yeah,
Of course.
Subscribe.
Like I reckon
course.
I reckon you'd be really good at just like food reviews.
Because like I've never
Around
I've never
Japan.
seen someone so brutal when it comes to reviewing food as you. My God, like you
have no chill when it comes to reviewing
like, some of the
shit.
stuff I've heard you
Yeah.
say is like it's straight to the fucking heart.
I'll be like, this was just the most excellent meal. I'm extremely satisfied. Meilyne, what did you think? And then Meilyne's like, it tastes like dirt.
Because like,
Shit.
I don't
Unedible.
want people to think anyone can run a restaurant. Like in America, a lot of the times
Listen.
there's like these
Like you have
Japanese.
single-handedly
Japan-
deterred me from
Jap-
ever running my own restaurant.
I mean, okay, come on. You can't compare Japanese restaurants to American or European restaurants.
And I was just
It's a
saying,
totally
people
different
will
ballpark.
move somewhere, and then they, for whatever country they're from, they think they can make the food of their country and represent the country with that restaurant, but it's not that simple.
No, of course not.
Actually,
I know
it's
they're
very
trying
easy
to make a
represent British
living.
food.
Yeah, but I don't know.
Okay, so
I
what are
just-
the things you look for when you go to a restaurant? Like, what's like the number one thing of like,
Everything.
Wait,
or, like the first thing you look at?
Depends what I'm going for. If I'm just going for like Thai or Vietnamese food, I'm not gonna look at how dirty it is.
how do you weigh each aspect? So, like, say there's 5 stars. Does like the food get 3 of the stars? The service gets 1, and then the
Or is it kind of just like a
It's just
package?
different. It's a
thing?
package. It's like
Right,
how
right.
I leave. How do I feel when I leave? Or yeah. Usually I
Package deal.
yeah. Sometimes I'll think of like
like
I
if
already
the food
know.
is amazing, but the waiter was rude? Is that?
No,
Like,
I'll write that. Be like, oh my god, the food was so delicious, but it's just unfortunate that the service was bad.
one thing I was speaking to Chris about this, and we were talking about. He was like, "Oh, I don't want to say anything bad about some stuff because I don't want to like potentially risk them losing business or going out of business." And to me, I said to Chris, I was like, if a place is so bad that you give it 1 star, I genuinely, don't deserve they get to run a restaurant.
Right.
Like if it's to the point where like it could be like food safety
Yeah,
or
yeah,
it's just
yeah.
so bad in every single way. I don't care if someone loses their job because they shouldn't be in that job.
I mean, you just watch Kitchen Nightmares,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
And just
Like you
to
watch
see.
that, you're like, you don't deserve to
They
have this job.
disrespect the food and they
Yeah.
disrespect the customer.
You don't deserve.
Honestly, like sometimes I go to a restaurant and I'm just like, there's nothing more disappointing than going to a restaurant and just having like a bad meal.
It's
like,
so
yeah.
sad.
like
to me.
I'm like my day is literally ruined.
Nothing is worse than a bad
Well,
meal.
because,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Japan changed that for me because in the UK it is like a 50-50
Yeah,
coin.
it
flip
is. It is.
whether or not the restaurant is going to be
Yeah, yeah.
just good.
yeah.
Here, most things are good, but they're not amazing.
But
Because
that's the
like,
thing,
because
is
like,
that
it's like,
people
it's about the
appreciate.
little things in life to look forward to, and I look forward to just a good meal at least
me
once
too.
a day. If I have like a amazing lunch, then dinner could be okay.
Yeah,
But
true,
like,
true,
I just want one good meal, whether it be home cooked or a restaurant or wherever. Doesn't need to be can be expensive, cheap. I just want a good meal.
Yeah.
And if I'm wasting my daily meal on a bad restaurant experience, then my day is literally like
Scam.
yeah, I'm just
scam.
like you took this from me. You took the only
Took
little
my
joy,
time, my money.
You took the little joy I look for every day, and you gave me an awful meal. And I'm just like, yeah, no, that's just bad. And like sometimes I literally don't understand sometimes how some restaurants can serve bad meals. Like it
It's
blows.
sad to me that someone went through the trouble of opening up a restaurant
Yeah.
to serve shit.
Yeah.
Like,
For seafood restaurants right now, it's kind of sad for Hokkaido at least.
Yeah.
They're not getting enough customers to
Yeah.
get like new batches of seafood coming in. So their
Yeah.
ratings have dropped because when the customers
it's not
come in,
fresh.
it's like it's not
Yeah.
fresh. Wow, I can't believe this has 4 stars. I'm gonna give it 2. So
Because
it's really sad.
Yeah, because like the reason it blows my mind is that how can just like myself following a random YouTube video I found, like I'm just following that recipe, how can that taste better than me being served a restaurant meal that has been cooked by a chef, right? That I don't know. That's
They
just
should
When you
master
watch
it.
Kitchen Nightmares, it all makes sense. You're just like, these people just want jobs. They don't want to cook. They want to work.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, at that point, it's just like it it's just like, why are you in the restaurant business
Yeah.
in that
Yeah.
sense, right? I mean,
Yeah.
There should be other
Because it's
jobs.
not easy to run a fucking restaurant. Like
It's not.
You don't have to run a restaurant to know that that's fucking hard work.
Yeah.
So it's like, why would you spend all that time, money, and effort to then just get a bunch of people come into your restaurant, hate
Yeah.
your food, hate your service, and then leave disappointed? It's like, what's the
Yeah.
point?
I think I would rather my local restaurant to have more passion than whoever's doing surgery on me. I don't really need my surgeon to be passionate about it. I need my restaurateur to be passionate about what they're doing.
yeah.
Because who cares about doing open heart surgery? I don't care about that. He probably doesn't care about that.
Probably the person getting like
Yeah,
getting-
probably the person
getting-
under the fucking scope.
But it probably doesn't mean shit if then you get the surgery, you live, and then you go to a shit restaurant afterwards. What's the point? So to me, it's way more important that there are some jobs that need passion, and
well,
owning
you
a restaurant
say
is
that
one of
as
those.
if you have open heart surgery as often as you have a meal. You know, there's a bit of a different story.
Even then, I would still rather him be dispassionate about
Yeah.
it. There's some jobs where I'm like, you don't need to be passionate about this job. Restaurant is one of those jobs.
Oh no, definitely. Yeah.
restaurant like sometimes you can just feel the passion coming out of like the meal, right?
Yeah.
And the people running it. And those are the best meals.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Like-
Do you like it when the chef comes out and asks you, like, how did
I love
you
it.
like it?
I love
that,
it.
that shows to me
Yeah,
he
yeah,
cares
the
a
care.
lot.
Cares, yeah,
yeah.
Because this isn't just me, he's probably doing it too.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's sweet old yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's the OVA.
I shake his hand, I get the meal for free. It's amazing. I'm kidding. No, I'm just kidding. Obviously, he's doing that to like everyone.
Yeah,
so that's
yeah,
like,
because he cares. Yeah,
yeah, that
Yeah.
means a lot.
No, I like that.
Or they'll ask you which dish did you like, which one was a miss, hit or miss. type
Yeah,
of
where did
thing.
we go recently where that happened?
The Italian place.
Well, what happened?
They
I
asked
swear I
us
got asked
what
somewhere
dish.
recently. I got asked.
Oh, it wasn't with you. It was-
Yeah, it was with
I was
with,
like,
with us where we were sitting at the counter. It was the steak place we went to, the Italian steak place where where we get the aged steak.
45 days.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Which place?
The one where we get the 45 or 48 day aged
45
steak.
days
Yeah.
steak.
Yeah.
I'll be
And
honest,
with
I have
the-
no
And we all
fucking-
we like
We've all
went,
been there.
We've all been, you've been there like 3 times.
Yeah.
Tier
I
one.
think.
It's a counter seat. They have an open
We
grill.
took Chris there.
Yeah.
Oh, that place.
It's like how many fucking 48-day aged
Sorry,
steak restaurants do you know?
I have 45. That's on the lower end of age that I have. I
I
normally
only
go.
have the 90-day aged
I
steak.
typically, when I have steak 5 times a week, I typically go for the higher end stuff. Sorry.
A 45 is good.
No, because I remember
Okay,
the
that's-
I remember the first time we went there and we would like they gave
He
us
does ask every time.
yeah they gave us the menu and we were just like can I get this and this please, and he's just like I mean you can, but I wouldn't. And I'm just I remember when we first went there, we were like, what a rude fucking prick telling us how to eat our meal, and then we got the meal and we were just like, oh, he was right. he was recommending us the good shit.
But that, I mean, if the guy is confident enough, you're like, no,
Yeah.
Don't
But how often do you go to a restaurant where that happens?
never.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Never.
The absolute audacity. But like that's the thing. That's such a big risk because if that risk doesn't, if this is like not one of the best meals I've had,
Yeah.
which it was, by the way,
Yeah.
then
Take some serious balls to
But
do
normally
that.
in Japan, it's very common that you will find restaurants that are like max 8 seating and there's only like 2 staff.
Yeah.
And normally, to pull off a restaurant like that and make it good requires a fuck ton of care. Like,
Yeah.
you can't run a 2-man restaurant and it not be totally shit or amazing. I feel like it's very difficult. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't really appreciate it until basically later in life because I grew up with my parents running a local family restaurant, and I didn't realize before because I like to me every restaurant was run like the restaurant where I grew up in, right? And that to me that was the bare minimum. That was the normal. Like I would see my dad really taking care of the customers and really talking to them, getting to know them, and I could see my mum in the kitchen as well. And I cared about her food, so whenever she cooked something that tasted off, I was like, "Mum, this is awful. Like, why are you serving this to the customers? Like this you can do better, mum." And like I was like the worst fucking critic there, and I because it was my mum, so I could criticize my mum's cooking because I was like,
Did she
I
cry?
know, huh?
Did she cry or anything?
No, she didn't cry, but like
Why
okay.
you go Gordon Ramsay on her?
Okay.
Oh shit! What is this?
Okay.
This is garbage.
she didn't cry, but I'm pretty sure whenever I'd say she didn't cook a good meal, like she felt it in her soul, and she's like, "Oh, I'm gonna do better next time."
Or she was
Like
thinking
my
to
mom.
herself, "You little shit."
But that's why I like had a high standard when going to restaurants. So that's why it blows my mind when I go to a restaurant and I have like a bad experience because I was
Right.
like, well, I thought this was just normal everywhere.
Yeah,
you're running a
yeah.
restaurant. You're serving food.
Yeah.
If you serve food that's worse than what you serve at home, how is that? How is that allowed? How is that legal?
That should be the norm, though.
Yeah, how is that
That
legal?
should
You're
be the
paying
norm.
for their skill.
Yeah. You're paying someone to do a service that you can't do. So
Yeah.
unless you're a fucking chef, which most of us aren't like fucking Michelin star chefs. I mean, we don't have enough olive oil to be Michelin star chefs most
I
of the
just
time.
don't. I just don't.
Yeah, you know. So
afford
like
it.
you go to somewhere else for them to cook the food for you, and if
Yeah.
it's worse than what you can cook yourself, then why am I paying you for this meal?
Yeah.
You know, that's just my opinion.
It was great, you know, growing up in the UK, up north, you know, the bar is very low for culinary ability. So literally going outside of the UK is like, holy shit, stuff tastes great. Everything.
There's
What's
not a
the
sing-
best Welsh dish?
We don't have Welsh dishes.
Oh,
We have Welsh cakes. Pretty
Welsh
good.
cakes.
what's a Welsh cake?
It's like a kind of like a, I don't know how to describe it. It's like
It's not
a,
ice
Like a
cream.
sponge cake or
no. Can you pull it up, maybe?
Welsh
It's like
cake.
this weird, like
Oh,
raisin-esque, like pastry with some kind of icing on it. I can't remember.
Is it
I never
good?
really liked it.
Oh, you didn't
but
like it?
people loved it. And then like had something called barabrith, which is like a kind
Butter
of,
breathe?
yeah, those barabrith, which is like bread.
butter
brie.
breathe.
It's
What is this?
So that's the Welsh cake.
Is
that's
this
Welsh
is this it?
cakes.
Oh, they
That's
look like scones.
Like a pancake?
Yeah, they look like scones.
Yeah.
Raisin pancake?
Wait, was it scones? I swear there's something else as well. Something
You
like
say
that.
scones, not scones or something.
Or scones.
Yeah.
Scones.
You say scones. No, I say scones. I don't know why.
Scones.
America.
Maybe.
Scones? They say scones in
They
America?
say, no.
Scones.
British people say scones.
Do we say scones?
Depends if you're north or south.
I've always said scones.
Yeah, I always say
South.
scones.
Oh.
When I grew up, everyone said scones.
Scones.
I don't know what that means. Like, is that a specific term?
Place out of mine.
Is that
Something on a hill.
That's
I don't know.
apparently the name of the Welsh cake.
I don't know.
Something on a hill.
We had leek soup. That was a dish.
Seen
What
that
what do you call the meal that you have in the evening?
Tea.
What? What?
Fucking Northerners,
Wait,
man.
Dinner is tea?
There's specific Australians that call it that.
So
as
I've
well.
had to adapt because I understood. Nobody understood what I was saying.
Because it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make
sense.
Okay, POV. You wake up in North UK.
Yeah.
You wake up. You have breakfast.
Yeah.
Great.
Yes.
It hits 12 o'clock. You have dinner.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then it gets to 6 p.m. You have tea. Not tea the drink. Tea the meal.
Yeah.
I'll ask my parents what's for tea, and then they'll tell me. And it's like,
Even now.
yeah, it's beans on toast.
This is
Like,
why the North.
I've understood the tea equals dinner thing. I've never understood the dinner equals lunch thing.
Yeah, that's just
Yeah, that confuses me more.
like because the point is you have dinner in your vocabulary and you just choose not to put it for fucking dinner.
I don't
this is like this
under-
is this is
I-
like this
you
is the
have
one
to-
thing Northerners and Southerners in England can never
You have to
fucking
bear in mind,
agree on.
like, when you grow up in a certain place, you rarely go to like South England if you're from North England. You
Right.
rarely go to North England if you're from South,
South
England.
England.
Yeah.
It just it kind
There
of-
is there's the real like north-south divide.
People travel a lot in the UK, just out of the UK.
Yeah.
People always, like, it's something like 90%.
It's actually it's cheaper a lot of the time.
Yeah, it's cheaper. Yeah.
Yeah, because like
Really?
trains in England are so expensive.
Oh,
and and like I remember like there was this news article about how two students in like two different universities wanted like two friends from two different universities wanted to meet each other. So they figured out that flying to fucking Spain was cheaper via EasyJet was cheaper than getting a train to like meet each other.
Wow.
So if you wanted to go from London to Wales, where I live, it's a 3-hour journey, and it's about $120
Jeez.
for for a really shit train.
Yeah.
It's not like a Shinkansen where it's nice.
Yeah.
You feel comfortable. There's no outlets. You're very lucky if you get one.
Yeah.
And that's like some of the trains are horrible as well.
Yeah, basically
It's
like
very expensive.
as a student to like go anywhere, you need to book your train like 3 weeks in advance. Get the fucking advance ticket,
Yeah.
and you better hope that you get that exact train
Yeah.
3 weeks later. So you better so
And also, like, EasyJet and Ryanair would often have deals where if you flew without any luggage, you printed off your boarding ticket, you could get tickets for like $15 to some European places.
Fucking hell.
So it's like, why the fuck would you ever like go up north or go down south?
yeah,
you know?
exactly.
yeah,
right?
that's true.
So that's so you didn't really interact. So naturally, I never really heard people saying lunch and dinner for
lunch and dinner.
But now I say lunch and dinner because if I say dinner and tea, everyone thinks I'm a fucking weirdo. So I have
Yeah, you
Rightly
are.
so.
Yeah,
Rightly so.
rightfully so.
But
That's right, Northerners.
Nowhere
I
else
said
in
it.
the
But after 1 or 2 days of being back in Wales, I'll start adapting back,
Assimilating back into the
I'll
culture.
become one of them,
Well,
and I'll say, yeah. So we say dinner for lunch and tea for dinner.
Yeah,
But
there's
it's
some-
weird because it's like, do you want tea? But it's like you understand, you just know, depending on how it's been said, or you read the atmosphere.
time of the day.
If it's the
room.
meal or the cup of tea,
Yeah, you
right?
just know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want
What if-
tea? Or
What if you ask for tea at like 7?
you just know. You just know what's being asked.
you would say, "Can I have some tea?" or "Can I have tea?"
No, but can I have some tea can also mean can I have some dinner?
Someone could be like, "I'm going to make tea."
Yeah, what does that mean? That could mean a meal or that could mean a cuppa.
Sometimes people say cuppa. I don't really like the word
A
cuppa.
cuppa.
A
Yeah,
cuppa.
I'm like, I don't.
We say that in Australia as well.
Yeah.
British people say
I,
cuppa
I think I
too. I don't
saw
know why,
one
I've
of you
never really-
tweet about it.
I've never really
A
grown on
cuppa.
the word cuppa. I don't know why.
Yeah?
It's not really grown on me.
Cuppa.
Because some Australians, especially those that have British parents,
Cuppa,
they
yeah.
sometimes say tea for dinner, even in Australia. And that
Really?
yeah.
My people.
Like I had a few friends back in high school who had British parents, obviously
Yeah.
from the north, and they used to say tea, and I'm like,
Nice.
I don't even drink tea, bro. Coffee all the way. Fuck off.
What were they
And then
doing
when I
in
realized,
Australia?
yeah, and then when I
Yeah.
realized they were talking about like the meal tea, I was like, what? What is like? Do you drink tea with every meal? Like, what does that mean?
You know, my
How
mum-
British can you get?
My mum, right? She microwaves bacon. Isn't that disgusting?
Oh, I know a lot
cook
of
it.
Americans that microwave bacon.
I mean, I know a lot of Americans who use a microwave for a lot of things, including boiled water.
Water.
Always as a kid, I thought I hated bacon, but I realized I just hated microwaves.
Microwave.
Because
Yeah, I don't fucking blame you.
Because the
dude.
fat isn't crispy at all.
Yeah.
It's just
It's
really
just
soggy.
moist.
Yeah.
Sydney's dad microwaves eggs to make scrambled eggs.
That's like a walk. That has to go against the Geneva Convention or something, man. Like that's that's a war crime.
I cook a steak in the microwave.
Nowadays, though, they're using air fryers.
Yeah.
Yeah, we get it, Meilyne. You're obsessed with your air
Oh yeah,
fryer.
didn't you fucking buy an ice cream maker the
Oh,
other
yeah, I
day?
did.
Don't fucking
I
tell
did.
Connor, by
ice
the way.
cream is the best dessert, right?
I should bring the ice cream maker here because I've locked it away because I started gaming.
Yeah, bring it here. Let's do it. Let's
Yeah.
have ice cream.
Bring
Should I
it
bring
here.
ice
Honestly,
cream?
I would love an ice cream
Okay,
maker
next
here.
Bring it here. Bring
next
it
week
here.
I'll
We
bring
We can
the
make
ice
our
cream
own
maker.
espresso affogatos. In the
No.
office.
Yogurt, frozen yogurt
No,
from
we
this
have a
baby
we can
is
make
so
espresso
good.
affogatos.
Just like coffee flavored shit, man.
Yes.
But
Although
not coffee
okay.
jelly.
Okay, so here's the thing I've noticed actually. So I do love coffee. I love coffee. It's I love my ground water. But I have noticed there's an awful lot of influx of things that have coffee flavored things that are shit. Really shit.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Like
You
what?
get like coffee cookies or coffee bread and it's just fucking terrible.
Coffee flavor.
I've never seen those.
I've never.
Really?
Yeah.
Like
Up
coffee.
here,
Yeah. I've had coffee cake. Coffee cake tastes like shit.
I like coffee cake.
Coffee cake's okay.
No, just get a tiramisu.
I mean, that is a coffee cake.
But that's not like breaded
Coffee cake with attitude, isn't it?
I need to take you to this place in Omotesando where it's a $90 espresso. I had it
Fucking
3
hell.
days ago.
$90
It was free
espresso?
though.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, why was it free?
My friend is a regular there, so.
Oh, well, it's good for the 1%,
good for the,
isn't it?
good for the
No,
regular.
no,
What
no,
am I supposed to do? I'm not paying 90 fucking quid for an espresso.
I'm sorry, we're not well connected as like the fucking top 5% here.
You can come
Like-
with me.
Okay, so I go with you. I get it for free. Why is it
Perhaps.
$90?
The beans? I don't know.
Like I'm gambling if I'm spending
Yeah, yeah.
90 bucks.
Maybe.
on it.
Meilyne's just like
Yeah.
$90.
No, you don't say anything. If you're regular, you show up and then they
I know the
pass
guy.
you the glass, and it's the black glass, and then they'll like
So wait, what about it is $90?
Yeah, what about his 90?
the way they roast it, where the beans are
Oh,
sourced.
fuck off! No.
Isn't
No,
that
no,
like
no.
expensive coffee that's made from like that cat
poop.
poop?
It's a civet
What?
poop. You mean civet?
Do you
The
know
most
that?
expensive
It's a
coffee.
The most
civet.
expensive coffee in the world is made out of this like wild cat
It's like a
poop.
weasel.
Have you
It's
not
like a
seen the
weasel.
bucket list?
No.
Oh, Kopi Luwak. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
It's Malaysian.
It's like a big plot point in the bucket list.
It's like a
I haven't
big,
seen the bucket
it's like a
list.
big
You should watch the bucket
it's like a
list.
Malaysian like wild cat species that eats coffee beans
And
and,
they
then they
poop it
shit
out.
out the
'Cause
coffee
the
beans
Acidity.
and the stomach acid creates like the very special flavor of the coffee beans. People collect those beans, wipe off the poop, and then grind it to make coffee.
Yeah.
Apparently, it's
I've
very
had
delicious.
it. It's actually really fucking good.
Is it the best coffee in the world?
It's pretty up there.
Is it better than Starbucks?
Obviously not.
Is it better than the Nespresso? I don't know.
Nespresso's in a league of its own. You know that. 'Cause that's readily available.
Have you watched like those coffee YouTubers?
Oh, I can't handle it.
It's like it's so fucking pretentious.
I like
sounds
to watch
pretentious.
it like muted.
Yeah, they're
Or
like
the peaceful ones.
they're like, so I'm gonna make my morning espresso, and they bring out like 5 fucking contraptions, and it's like, surely this is just not practical. Like cleaning this is just a nightmare. Sure,
Yeah.
Like the reason why I don't grind my own coffee beans and do all that is because the absolute mess that
Yeah.
it makes.
And it takes so much time.
cleaning.
I remember I got an espresso machine before like an espresso. Like it actually was a proper espresso machine where you had to like grind your beans yourself, put it in, and it made so much fucking mess, and it takes so much time.
It takes so
Cleaning
long.
it is such a bitch.
Yeah.
Like having to clean the fucking beans every time you want to just make a fucking cup of coffee. Like
I remember I bought as well one of those like fucking pots that you put on the stove, and you put the
Yeah,
espresso in the top and the water
Right,
at the
right.
bottom, and it boils through.
Yeah,
It
we used to have that at home.
I could
yeah.
never get that to taste right. I don't know why.
didn't taste good because it was so hard to get the balance right.
Yeah.
And also cleaning it was so fucking difficult. I felt like I was trying to clean like Iron Man's heart socket. My hand couldn't fit in it, and
You
it
just
never
have
got
big
clean.
hands.
You had to resort to just doing like.
Yeah, and it never
Like
got
that to
in
get it
properly.
out,
It was like trying to clean the inside of a fucking Pringles can. It was a nightmare. Like I couldn't get in there. And it was just terrible. And then it kept scratching my stove because it was metal. And I was like, oh fuck's sake. And then it turns out when you grind coffee beans, they expire.
Yeah.
No one told me this until I didn't wonder. I was wondering why my coffee tastes like shit.
It tastes
They
sour.
oxidize.
Yeah.
it.
I thought, well, this is a sour blend. I had like,
Oh, it's got some bite back to it.
I drank it for like, I shit you not, like 3 weeks.
Holy shit.
Like sour ass coffee. Because I was like, fuck this gourmet stuff.
You drown it in milk though, right?
Fucking no. I was drinking espresso, and I was like, this is the fucking. This is like a one of those.
Like stomach acid.
Jesus, this is sulfuric acid espresso. But I thought this is how the Italians do it. Fuck.
Did it affect your digestion?
I felt awful every time I did it, but I thought this is a good espresso. It's a good espresso.
Yeah,
This is
'cause you're
an
literally drinking
expensive
I
coffee
then I
beans.
looked on the back and it expired like 3 months ago.
Literally drinking what? Acid?
Yeah. Oh god, disgusting.
Terrible.
Glad you know. Gosh, how have I?
There is so much food stuff there where it is just a whole thing of balance versus this is just impractical. It's making so much mess. I need so much equipment versus I just want to eat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like some.
If you have time though, it's if
That's
you're
what I
just
feel
doing
like.
it
I
to
feel-
relax, like the
I
process of
feel
it
like-
is like meditating.
I feel like it's a hobby. It has to be a hobby.
It has to be a hobby.
Why'd you look at me?
You know about meditation.
It's like the same thing that Connor did.
Yeah.
Racist. That feels racist.
Not.
Are you being are you being monkist right now?
Monkist.
I feel like you're being I feel like you are.
That just sounds like a Twitch term. Monkist.
That's like when I said lollies and I looked
Yeah,
at Jay.
that's like. Right.
We're just getting fucking slandered.
Did you just assume my Zen state?
There's like
what,
that's a type of meditation where you do something like you clean.
Yeah.
Zen. Does
I know
this?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've done
When I was a monk, we had a special type of meditation where you walk when you meditate as well, and it's just because you just drown out your mental state with just a monotonous task of motion
Yeah.
that's just constant, right? I mean, I get it, but at the same time, I'm not always trying to fucking meditate when I cook, you know, like.
Coffee.
I don't know, like to me, when I do something or when I make something, i.e. like food or drink in order to consume, I always compare the practicality and the time it takes versus the time I enjoy what I'm making, right? And that's always the problem with cooking for me, because the time I take to prepare some certain dishes and to make the food, then eat it, which is a very, very short amount of time compared to preparing it, and then I got to wash it as well
That's
afterwards.
the worst part, man, because you eat it, right? And then you're relaxing, you're like, this is nice. Fuck, I gotta clean all this stuff.
Yeah.
God damn it. I used the ice cream machine, it's got like 4 fucking spatulas. God damn it.
Ice cream machine is very easy. You just rinse
Yeah.
it with water and it's done. So good.
You're just bribing him now.
No,
aren't
it's
you?
so good. You will know next week.
Yeah, next week bring it and we'll be
I'm
the
looking-
test.
Maybe I'll get a coffee machine. Maybe one day I will. And I'll.
There have been times where I thought about getting like a proper coffee.
Dude, surely you
machine.
just
It's
have
just
to.
so expensive.
Surely
though.
you just have
It's
to
like
clean.
fucking $5,000 for like one of the proper
But
coffees.
surely you just have to clean the metal scooper thing, right? That's it.
No.
metal scuba thing, no.
where it
What
No, well, no,
dumps.
because you got to clean the siphon as well.
You got to clean the siphon. You got to clean the milk. The milk.
You could just use the Nespresso thing there. For the milk.
Or the milk froth.
Yeah, froths are pretty good. What do you mean?
Yeah, it does.
I feel like milk frothing does not need to be done by $1,000 machine. Like, I'm pretty sure I could do it with my finger if I did it fast enough. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need a machine to do it. I am the machine.
Pretty sure you'd get bored of that pretty soon,
Lean
though.
meat milk frothing machine.
You know what is the worst fucking dessert?
What?
Go on.
The macaroons.
Oh yeah, no.
Which kind?
I agree.
Are you-
All of them. They never, ever, ever
I agree.
taste as good as they look.
the sugary things, right?
The little
sugary
fucking
burger
macaroons.
Oh yeah, I actually hate
And in
those.
Japan,
It's just sugar.
they're obsessed with them.
Yeah.
They're fucking everywhere.
Because they're kawaii AF, dude.
It was a thing in LA or SF too for a while.
It just feels like sometimes, especially with dessert in Japan, if it isn't Instagram, it's not like Instagrammable. It's
Yeah.
not a dessert.
Macaroons for me are
Japan
like,
feels like that.
I eat 2 and I'm like done for the year.
They just taste like shit.
Do you know what I don't get? What? Boba. That's like.
I like boba.
Why is it so?
That's also
popular?
like a twice a year thing for me.
It's like boba is just the pumpkin spice latte of Asia. I fucking said it, okay?
It's
I
good.
fucking
It's
said it.
good.
It is.
It's good. It's
It's
good.
good.
It's just milk
Once a
tea.
year, it's
Just
good.
milk tea.
I get it. It's
But chewy tapioca.
Sometimes you just want milk tea, and there's nothing like. Why the fuck do you like boba? Do you know what Do you know what tapioca is like?
It's shit.
Jelly.
I know. I don't
No,
like.
it's
jelly.
not.
I don't get the
It's not.
tapioca.
It's just jelly.
I don't get the tapioca.
It's just jelly. You're
That's
putting.
what makes boba boba.
You're getting milk tea and you're putting jelly in it.
Yeah.
I don't like tapioca. I don't have it.
Then you
just
don't like
having milk-
boba then.
You don't like
Yeah,
boba. You're
that's
just drinking
right.
milk
You don't-
tea.
That's
That's
true,
literally
that's
you're
true.
literally just
Yeah.
milk tea.
I'm participating. I turn up to the chain. I Instagram
Just
it.
because you bought milk tea from a boba place, it doesn't automatically make it
Yeah.
boba.
It's boba.
It's not boba.
guys. Come on.
It's
But
not.
also, the second reason why I love boba is because of the hilarious fucking videos we get out of the absolute carnage it causes, from people choking on the fucking tapioca to people fucking up stabbing it. It's an endless supply of hilarious videos.
It's got nothing to do with
It's got
boba.
nothing to do with boba,
It's got
though.
nothing to do with the boba.
It is very funny.
But it's got nothing to do with you drinking boba.
No, but one of the reasons I love it is because of the endless entertainment value, and that when I love taking someone who's never had boba to a boba place because they always fucking choke
Who hasn't
on
had
the
boba?
tapioca.
Who hasn't had boba in this
hasn't had
day and
Many
age?
people. In Wales, no one's had fucking tapioca.
Of course, yeah.
Northerners.
Watching people drink tapioca the first time, and they just because you can never if you haven't drank
It
tapioca
goes up the
before,
straw really fast.
Yeah, they suck it too hard and just stabs
because
the back of the throat.
because you've never drank anything that is like that. No one's drank balls that big, so I can't comment about everyone here, but personally, I've never. So whenever you drink it, right, it always catches you off guard the first time.
Yeah.
So it's very fun watching someone go, "Oh, this looks good."
Even someone who's like experienced drinking boba, like knowing that it's coming, there's like a little like, oh.
I know it so much.
Have you ever
'cause-
shot the boba from
No,
straw?
no.
The thing I don't get about what can I call it? Boba culture, because I guess there's a fucking culture around it now, right?
Especially in Japan.
Yeah, because it's
Rise
like
up, fellow boba drinkers.
because what I don't get is that people go out of their way to get boba, and I'm just like,
It's great.
Why?
I've never understood, especially in Japan, when like a couple of years ago when the boba craze was huge.
Yeah.
Of just like these like high school kids lining up for like 2 hours.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
to be
to get
fair.
boba.
Yeah.
I'm like, what?
It's literally
What?
milk tea. Like I get some desserts, I get some special ice creams, you know,
Yeah.
because there's only like
Ice cream?
Huh? Yeah, honestly, yeah.
Yeah.
Ice cream's a great dessert. I didn't say it wasn't a great
Is it the
dessert.
best
I was
dessert?
defending jelly.
Is it the best dessert?
It's the way they cook the tapioca pearls.
Hold on,
Okay,
I didn't get
it's
my answer.
Huh?
the what?
Is it the best dessert?
It is the best dessert.
Thank you. Carry on.
Oh my god.
The pearls.
But
jelly's
pearls.
still good though.
But that doesn't mean
brown sugar.
that doesn't mean jelly's a bad dessert.
Yeah, jelly's still good.
Yeah,
Oh,
jelly,
yeah.
jelly, they're so different though.
Huh?
The boba jelly.
Yeah, the jelly
different.
texture is entirely different.
Oh, it's way more chewy. It is.
I
Yeah.
love the chewiness of it.
Yeah. Do you ever wedge them in between your teeth?
I don't really eat it that much, so no.
Oh, okay.
What?
Is that part of boba culture?
But
that you
also,
have to-
yeah,
No,
what the
it's not.
fuck? You know what?
Is that what you have to do to like assimilate into boba culture?
No, if you have like,
Is that what boba drinkers do?
you're just playing with textures with the food. I just want to know. How is it?
Yeah, no, because like some cuisines, some desserts, some snacks, I understand people going out of their way to get this certain thing. Boba, it's just
Tesco
milk
milk.
tea. It's milk tea with a bit of jelly in it, and I just don't get
Stimulation
that.
in the mouth with the chewing.
You can do that with most foods, Meilyne.
No,
Is it-
it's different. Is there a food that's like tapioca that's same chewy?
Jelly.
Mochi. No. Jelly is soft. Mochi, there's more bite.
I do like
to it.
mochi, actually.
Yeah.
Sorry, mochi.
I'm like on the fence about mochi because I
No,
like the
I
way
love the chewing.
I like
It's
the
very
way it
enjoyable.
tastes, but then I also feel like it should come with a health warning. Because
Oh, yeah.
my God, I'm a normal functioning human being who knows how to chew their food and has no problem doing it. And even I feel like I'm gonna fucking choke on a
lot of-
mochi if I chew it wrong.
A lot of
People
old
die.
people
Yeah,
actually
they
die
die.
every
No,
year.
I know.
I feel like mochi, you just gotta like rip it into bits and then just eat the bits that you can like.
Yeah, you have to take small bites out.
Yeah.
You can't just throw the whole mochi in your mouth.
Yeah.
Depends how big the mochi.
Like fucking mouth breathers should not eat mochi. Like it's like you're
Stop bringing this back.
you're playing with fire, man. You're
You can't breathe. Wait, are they mouth because their nose is congested?
No,
right?
no. If your nose is congested and you eat mochi, that's like
That's like instant death. Right there.
instant death
Yeah.
right there.
I'm pretty sure you can just die
Oh
anyway.
my god, how do mouth breathers kiss then?
Breathe into each other's mouths like.
No.
I don't think don't think they are incapable of breathing through their nose. I think it's
Okay.
the default.
Yeah, they don't have their nose chopped off.
It's like people who have Internet Explorer as their default browser. It
Yeah.
doesn't mean they can't use Chrome. It's just that they don't all the time.
They're just at a disadvantage.
They just don't. Like it's just slow, and
Yeah.
consequences happen.
Like I didn't understand how something could become like a choking hazard, like how food could become a proper choking hazard until
Lego.
huh?
Oh yeah.
No.
Play-Doh.
Like as an adult, I'm talking. Like
Play-Doh.
Lego.
I understand as a child that a lot of things can become choking hazards, but I didn't understand it until I went to America for the first time and I had like my first American steak where it's like
God, I know what you mean.
and where they just like it's not a steak, it's just a slab of meat at that point,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
They like plop it on and you're just like, wow, I kind of feel like Hannibal Lecter right now, man. Like Jesus Christ. And then you start chewing into this thing and then you're like, and you start chewing it and it's like it's just a lot of meat.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
never.
I get
This,
that.
this can be taken out of context. I've never had that much meat in my mouth at once, like just in general, right? And
Was it too much meat in your mouth?
yeah, it was a bit too much meat in my
It's a
mouth.
bit hard to swallow, wasn't it?
It was very hard to swallow, and I'm just like, Jesus. Okay, I can understand how people can choke on steaks now.
Yeah, that's
Like,
But also, if they use like a really cheap cut of meat,
yeah.
holy fuck!
It's like chewing on leather.
it's
yeah.
like a dog toy.
Sometimes it's good though. It's
No,
like it's like beef flavored gum.
No.
What the fuck?
Like-
that is the worst take I've ever heard. What the fuck?
No, when it's chewy.
What
you know
did
that
you just say?
Meat flavored gum.
This is
you're
this.
chewing, and the more you chew,
But no,
the more
but
flavors
it
are
will
released.
not break down.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
no matter how much you chew, you cannot get it to separate.
Yeah.
Beef flavored gum.
Holy fuck! What?
This is like that scene in the 40-Year-Old Virgin where like they're describing the feel of like breasts.
Yeah.
It's like it's like
like a bag of
it's like a
sand.
bag of
I
sand.
love steak. I love it when it's too chewy that I can't swallow it.
I don't want to experience a meal where
the fuck?
afterwards my jaw is just like ready to fall off my face.
No, Meilyne, I got you. It's a meat flavored tapioca.
There's a restaurant in Japan, and it's like a chain called what is it, like Inari Steak? Or whatever?
Ikinari steak.
Ikinari steak.
Fucking
Yeah.
It's fucking abhorrent steak.
Well.
So I went there, and I went with a friend, and we were both ordering. And I was, steak in Japan is quite expensive to get a good steak.
Yeah.
And they bought the cheapest steak, but which also had the option to have the biggest size out of any of the steak. So none of the other steaks were over like 300 grams.
Right.
Yeah.
But for some reason, this one steak that was super cheap,
U.S. sirloin or something.
it was called like, but it was named something like man meat or something. It was like it was like something supposed to be manly. It wasn't labeled like it wasn't. No, it was called monster meat or something.
That's even worse.
I don't know what's
No joke,
better.
it was called like monster cut meat. And I was like, what the fuck is that? So I was like, you know what? The sirloin, you get about half the meat.
Yeah.
It's about double the price. I'm sticking with the sirloin.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah,
I frankly want to enjoy my meal.
Yeah.
So we're eating, and they're like the first piece. They're like, shit, this is quite tough. I'm hearing them chewing. And I'm like, you good? And they're like, it's really hard to eat. They managed to eat one bite, and then I felt bad, so I was like, "Yeah, do you want to have like we'll trade pieces?" Like,
Yeah.
so I gave them 2 pieces of mine, and I took 2 pieces of theirs because I felt bad because it was terrible.
Yeah.
And I nearly fucking choked on how bad this steak was because you literally couldn't break it apart.
Yeah, you literally can't, and you
It's
like
such shit meat.
and like it takes so much effort that you have to start breathing through your mouth
had to-
in order to like get the air and fucking
you know when you get to that point where you're chewing meat so
Yeah.
much, you're like, have I gotten this meat glob
Yeah.
into a size that I think is okay to swallow?
Yeah.
Because I don't think I can break it down.
yeah.
Why don't you
Is it
cut a
soft enough to
smaller
go
piece?
down?
Yeah,
Is it
yeah.
soft enough that I won't choke?
And it's just like, one, is it soft enough that you don't choke, and two, sometimes you just cut off like a bit too big of a piece. It doesn't break down enough, and you just have to like pray to God that your esophagus can just like squeeze this fucking meat
Problem
down.
was, we had an absolute rookie error. We took out takeout and we had plastic forks. So there was absolutely
there we go.
there was absolutely no chance that because they'd already pre-cut it into
Yeah.
like pieces
Yeah.
like this,
Yeah.
which is like too much.
Yeah.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
these pieces of meat from this cow that I assume was just benching all the other cows. I don't know what the fuck was going on with this cow to have meat.
That
like
boy was ripped.
that man. The FDA was probably testing all the fucking drugs on
Probably
this
doing
cow.
some roids or something.
It was insane how muscular this cow was.
They
Like
have good cuts there though. Ikinari steak.
they did, but
yeah, but you have to pay a price for
But
it.
the
Yeah.
problem was
Yeah.
that like this sirloin steak that was like this big was like $30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was terrible.
In which case, you're better
for
off
that
going to
much.
like a higher end steak.
Yeah.
place.
Yeah.
And the only reason I went there is because everything else was closed. It was the only place
oh
to
yeah,
take
they're
out.
open pretty late.
I mean,
And
what did
the-
you expect from a place that's literally called Suddenly Steak?
Yeah, suddenly.
That's
Is that what it's called?
That's literally
Yeah.
what it
Surprise
means.
steak.
Suddenly steak. No, it's meant to
And then
be a
suddenly,
cheaper
steak.
version.
No, it's kind of like Japanese food in the UK. It's like I'm not expecting much.
Yeah.
And I didn't go in there expecting a good steak. It's
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
same. I didn't expect good steak to be in Japan because Japan doesn't really have. Japan imports most of their normal steak.
Yeah.
Yeah.
In terms of like
Normal
steak,
steak.
like
The only-
Japan steak isn't great, you know.
They import nearly all of their steak that isn't like the Kobe.
Yeah.
Like Australia.
Yeah.
Australia and America
Ireland,
as well.
yeah. So generally beef here is quite bad unless it's like Kobe beef. But I get
Yeah.
sick of Kobe beef. I don't know.
I mean, we've talked about this previously.
last time.
Yeah, do you know what I miss? That I found is like apparently only in Europe, peppercorn sauce.
Oh.
Yes.
Like
What's that?
it's
That's
Oh
how
my
I was
God,
asking
it's
the
This
same
amazing
thing.
steak sauce.
yeah, it's like the best steak sauce I've ever had.
I mean, I know peppercorns.
And you
Yeah.
only get it.
It's like
with steak.
it's like a creamy literal peppercorn sauce, and
Oh.
I thought it was like a universal thing because
Me too,
in,
me
in,
too.
in England you have steak, you have it with peppercorn sauce,
so fucking-
and it's just it tastes so fucking good. And then I only realized moving out of England, even though other places in the world have like better quality meat, like Japan or America, they have like better quality meats than a lot of the steaks you can find in the UK. But it's
What?
just,
Where the fuck are you going?
huh?
Where are you going?
I mean, I'm in Brighton. There's not great steak in Brighton,
Some
honestly.
really good stuff. You're missing out, Garn.
Yeah, maybe, but like the peppercorn sauce would always save that steak for me because it
Right.
like the two of them just tasted so good together, and like it's something you just don't find elsewhere in the world apart from in Europe. Apparently, that's the only place I've found
I
it.
swear I've seen it in some restaurants in America. I don't know though. Maybe
Like,
I have.
like I did, like
never had
your
it.
steak is mid comment. I didn't properly get until I realized that every steak here is with salt and pepper, and I'm just like, okay, now
wasabi, which I just don't think is good on steak.
I think wasabi's good on steak.
It depends. If
It
it's
depends on the
fatty-
cut.
The fatty
Yeah,
steak.
yeah.
wasabi.
Depends on the
is-
cut.
But there's only so
Soy
much.
sauce. Some of them have like garlic
no,
soy sauce.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, actually, it's different. It's like if it's yakiniku, then yeah, I'll have.
Well,
like,
yeah,
the
if
garlic.
it's the yakiniku, then
Yeah.
that's good. But that's not usually steak.
That's not a steak.
Yeah.
You know, like
just like a
I
slice
have
of
I have a
meat.
steak, and every steak here, every steak I've had in Japan, and most of the places I've been in America as well. You have the option of salt and pepper, or in America you have au which is I think it's just the
Au jus.
The liquid that comes out of the meat.
yeah, it's just
With,
the
like,
meat.
prime
It's,
rib.
it's just the meat,
meat
juices.
salt. Meat
Prime
sauce.
It's
rib
literally the
liquids?
meat juices.
Well, they pour it back on.
Yeah,
yeah.
That
As
doesn't
the
sound very
sauce.
good.
My dad used to do that.
That doesn't sound very
Go
good.
to Lori's here. They have a Lori's.
Yeah. And I'm just like, there's so many different steak
Prime rib.
sauces out there, like peppercorn and red wine sauce as well, which goes fucking amazing with steaks, and nobody does it. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah.
Why? Like, I get steak tastes good, but there's only so many times I can have salt and pepper and steak.
People in the UK eat steak with ketchup.
Yeah, that's weird.
Do they?
Yeah, I know
That's
a lot
weird.
of people eat.
A1 I could understand. It's kind of ketchup-y.
I like A1.
We don't. We
Hard.
didn't have A1 in
We
Australia.
don't-
What's,
in
what's,
the UK.
what's wrong with you guys? Why'd you do that? This is why everyone clowns
Listen,
on us.
everyone mocks me, and British people for growing up with this, but you don't understand. We're truly overpowered. We have literally no benchmark for food. It is so shit that when I go,
It's the Wild West of food
I
out there.
literally go anywhere and I'm like, fuck, this shit's Bussin, and it's got like cockroaches in it, and I'm like, damn, this shit's so good.
I appreciate the bus.
I think I can do you one worse because I think in Thailand they eat pizza with ketchup.
No, I'm okay with
What
that.
kind
Are
of
you okay
pizza,
with that?
though?
It's tomato puree, tomato ketchup. It's all the
Just
same
a
tomato.
normal
ranch?
pizza.
Like a cheese pizza?
Yeah. What other kind of
Wait,
pizza
what,
is
put it
there?
on
I don't know,
top?
like pepperoni or fucking
I'm gonna
Hawaiian or whatever.
I'm gonna be honest. If I'm at my house, I put tomato ketchup on the side and I dunk the crusts in it.
Yeah, I do that.
That makes sense.
that's good.
kind of,
I do the mayonnaise and ketchup combination.
Yeah.
I don't need to do that.
Yeah, my man. Let's go.
I don't need to do that.
About Brazilian barbecue.
I fucking love Brazilian barbecue.
Yeah, Brazilian
Yeah.
barbecue's great.
Their sauces.
That's what we
Yeah,
can
yeah.
finally agree on.
Oh my god! All of trash tastes agreeing on food.
Thank you,
Fucking-
Brazil.
Thank you, Brazil.
Finally made us agree on something.
Who knew that Brazilians could bring about world peace?
I remember because I was in the first time I had it was in Japan because I
Yeah.
had a Brazilian in my class, and they were like, "Oh, come to our barbecue. We're having one." And apparently, there's a place in Yokohama or Tokyo Bay, where there's like fields where you can rent like a tent spot right next to the Tokyo like water.
Oh.
the bay.
Ah, I did that.
and
Like a picnic spot.
yeah, and I think they provide the barbecue. You just bring your own meat.
Yeah.
Alright.
And they because she was a food scientist or something, someone who like designed food or
Like a
something of the
nutritionist
sort,
of some kind?
something of that.
Yeah.
And then she's like, you have to come try. And I was like, all right, okay, I guess I'll show up. I mean,
Yeah.
And they had like just amazing food. It was so good. The sausage was amazing. I love sausage.
Food
I
science.
think
Sausage is my favorite.
Gastronomy, right?
I don't know.
That's the word.
Something like people
something
would
like that.
people would pay her, and she said that she would go to a place, like a chain or whatever, and then she would tell them how to make the food better with science
Yeah,
or something.
with science.
With science.
Why didn't you introduce me to her?
Maylene's just like frothing at the mouth. Food
And like every single item at this barbecue was amazing.
yeah.
It was like everything was like pre-seasoned before it went on, and I was like, I feel very
You
happy.
gotta love the preseason shit.
Yeah. So I turned up, ate their food, and then I was like, yeah, I've got to go now.
Oh.
But I actually had to go. I couldn't stay for long. It's very
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah.
But I ate as much as I could.
Fair enough.
I remember like the Geeks Plus opening party that we went to, which you unfortunately
Fuck!
was not because you were at the Crunchyroll Awards. I remember.
Michelin
I remember the
star.
food there was like so. I still remember it to this day because it was like so unique.
Yeah,
right?
it's
Rub it in.
innovative
Yeah,
cuisine.
yeah, because they booked out like what was it like a 2-star Michelin
Yeah,
restaurant?
so Kadokawa actually invested into a Michelin. Well, not they didn't invest into a Michelin. They invested in a
restaurant.
innovative restaurant
Yeah.
that got 2 stars after like
Yeah.
a year and a half of like research
Wow.
and opening.
I had Chipotle, so who's the real one? I had Chipotle in my boxer shorts.
No, but
watching
that
you guys.
restaurant is called Inua. And sadly, because of coronavirus, it's closed forever.
Yeah.
They were very particular about the meat. They don't serve chicken, beef, or pork. No normal meat.
They don't serve the big 3.
Yeah.
The big
We
3.
don't serve that
They
normal
serve
shit
the
here.
rarest meat of all.
If they have
human.
deer, it has to be
Soil
a
and
special
green.
deer that's hunted in a specific way, and depending on where it's shot and the side it falls, the blood flow affects the meat.
Okay, now that just seems a bit little too much.
That's a bit wankerish.
No, it's
No,
true.
no. What are they going to do? Call up that? Where did you shoot it? Where did you shoot it? Tell me. I can taste if you shot it in there.
In which way did the blood flow? Did it flow uphill or did it
No,
flow
it
upstream
makes
or
sense,
downstream?
though.
Where was the wind blowing? We just shot it.
I just find it hard to believe that could really affect it that much.
It does, because like the blood cells rupture and then it contaminates the meat where you shot.
Well, they it's the same with fish.
they
as
not
well,
clean
right?
yeah, same with fish. Same with
No,
fish.
that's
Yeah.
actually-
Okay, fish is like one of the
Fair
most
enough.
sensitive meats, I think, because you can tell when you've had
Other
old
than
fish.
human.
An adult fish. What?
I said other than human.
No, because like you can tell when you've had like when you have fresh fish You know, you can tell when it's been in the freezer. Like it's
frozen fish is like instant, like Like
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can immediately tell this.
you can immediately tell
Yeah.
from like the texture and the taste. And
Well, like
just
if you freeze
everything.
like a piece of chicken.
Well, I'm sad
Probably
because
wouldn't
Japan ruined fish because now I can't eat frozen fish because now I know what it.
Did
I
you
never
used to
never
like
could eat frozen
fish?
fish.
Yeah, because that's all we really ate.
Oh, because you couldn't get
that's
fresh.
that's why I hated fish in the UK.
It's always frozen.
Yeah, 90% of the time it's frozen, and I just think it tastes. You can taste the frozenness, and that's just like the bland frozen taste of fish that just every person in the UK has grown up with, and that's why I hated fish until I moved to Japan, right? Because unless
where 90% of it is fresh.
yeah, because unless you actually went to a UK restaurant where I actually shopped in a fish market to get fresh fish. And even then, you better go on the day that they went to the fish market, right?
Yeah.
That's why, like, if you go eat, you have to eat on eat fish only on like Mondays, basically, because that's when they mostly go shop for the fresh fish on the fish market. And by Friday, it's all like old.
Yeah.
Right. So yeah, that
Sounds horrible.
Isn't your city though near the port?
See, that's a good question because the UK is an island, yet we don't eat fucking fish. We eat cod and we fry it. That's about it.
Yeah.
That's kind of
Yeah,
it.
Why is it only
Imagine.
fried?
No, some people grill it. Grilled fish isn't that common in the UK.
I think fried is like fried fish. You can kind of hide the freshness
Right,
a little
right.
more than
Yeah.
if it was just like made
Put it
raw.
in batter, deep fry it.
Yeah, the batter hides the fact that it was probably
It's a shame,
frozen.
really, because I think a lot of British people did like fish. I mean, I grew up loving even like canned fish, like mackerel and
Sardines?
Sardines, I loved growing
I
up.
hated that.
I love canned mackerel. Canned mackerel is so good.
With baguette?
Yeah, you can just spread
Is
it
it
on
the
like
tomato-y
toast.
kind?
Yeah.
Ah, yes.
I
Yeah,
love
that- yeah,
that.
that shit's
Delicious,
great.
You
Yeah.
can just eat it right out of the can. You
Yeah.
can put it on stuff. It's so
Yeah,
good with
I love
bread.
that.
It is, that is good. The
Yeah.
bits.
It's just like
It's
I
so good
can't.
as well because it's like £1 for like a can. So it's
Yeah.
like no in Aldi it was like 60 pence
damn.
for a can. And when I was trying to lose weight, that was great because it's just fish.
I thought it was broccoli and chicken.
Yeah, but sometimes you had to mix it up for like lunch.
You gotta switch it up a little bit.
For lunch, I put like omelets. I do like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
How long have we been talking for? It feels like forever.
We're recording 225.
What the
Jesus.
fuck?
What?
It's been a while.
What? Have we been talking for that
We
long?
spoke about food for like an hour and a half. Fuck my life.
It's,
All right.
it's 9:30.
Hope you guys enjoyed Trash Taste.
Holy fucking shit! I just feel like we've been talking for an hour. What the fuck's going
All right,
on?
well, thank you so much. Hope you guys enjoyed Trash Taste.
I guess we should probably end
Follow
it.
Meilyne on Twitter.
Yeah,
Follow
follow
Gourmet
Meilyne.
Beans. Gourmet May.
I think it's gourmet May.
Is it Gourmet May?
Gourmet.
Her
like,
future YouTube channel where she speed runs all
I
the
wouldn't
restaurants
call
in
it
Japan.
Gourmet May.
Yeah, you
think- I'll
have
think
to.
on
That's a great
I should call it
username.
How
Gourmet May.
can you not call it Gourmet May or
Okay.
something along
All
those
right.
lines? I mean, you come up with so many shitty puns when I'm with you, and you refuse.
Shitty pun?
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
What's a shitty pun?
Everything that's not gourmet May. That's a great username.
Okay, I'll
Yeah.
be I'll be
And I can't wait for all the viewers to
May.
follow you.
Yeah.
on Twitter.
You know
If
what?
they haven't already.
You know what? I can't wait till we go to our next anime convention and you actually get recognized because you used to be just the bookwork of runarounds that just like.
I used to manage your guys' line.
Yeah, you
I
used to
still-
manage our line.
I
Yeah.
still will. Yeah.
But now you're gonna have
But
people
now-
being like, "Are you gourmet May?"
Are you Gourmet May from Trash
Trash
Taste,
Taste?
maker of the Boiis?
I would start sweating a lot.
I'm sweating all the time, so
Yeah.
don't
I
worry
know.
about it.
Yeah.
I know.
No,
I know.
fuck.
I watch.
I smell bad. You
No,
watch.
no,
You
no.
watch what?
I watch every bead of sweat
What?
roll
All right,
down.
let's get on
Okay,
with the.
yeah, sorry.
Hey,
Let's,
let's check out the patrons.
Look
They're
at
amazing.
these patrons right
Look at
here.
that. If you'd like to support us though on Patreon, then go to Patreon, patreon.com/trashtaste. Also follow us on Twitter, send us your memes on the subreddit, and if you hate our face, listen to us on Spotify.
mugs.
And also go check out Meilyne. Well, I think they're going to be gone by the time
They're
this
going to be
comes out.
long gone by the
Oh,
time.
right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Hope you got your mugs
I hope you got your mugs.
because they're not
cheers
available.
to the fellow mug holders.
Yeah, if you are watching this right now and you got a mug, pull them out right now. This is the moment you've been waiting for.
Pull them out. Whip them out.
Toast.
baby.
Whip them out.
Take a mug shot.
Shut the fuck up.
Oh my god.
See you guys.
All right, see ya. Bye.